Good morning, everyone. Welcome on Analyst Ias and welcome on today's new current affair class, where in a series we are discussing the geographical current affair from January 2021 till April 2022, which are very much important for coming prelims examination. So I hope you all are well. You all are studying hard. If you are not, start studying hard. At least focus on your revision and the practice session part of your objective type question. Specifically, revision of current affair right now is very much important. So in 10-12 days, do go through the current affair as much as possible. So in this series, I am trying to present the geographical, environmental, agricultural current affair, and I give you in the last movement, I will give you 50 topic of each subject, which will be very much probable to come into the examination. Fine. So in this series, I am continuing with another topic of geographical current affair. So in the last class, I told you all that current affair regarding the navigation, regarding the port, regarding the waterways, definitely you will find one question, because government is changing 2-3 laws regarding the port management, regarding the water navigation, water channel. So we expect one question. So in this, further, one more bill which came into the parliament is the Marine Aid to Navigation Bill 2021. So this bill basically has passed by the parliament, Marine Aid to Navigation Bill 2021. So what is there in this bill and why this is important? Fine. So it will repeal the Lighthouse Act. So first, from the prelims point of view, you can remember this. Now, Lighthouse Bill is no more into the existence. This is a colonial period bill, Lighthouse Bill. So first need to understand what is basically lighthouse. Fine. And why we are carrying such kind of acts and laws of colonial period. So this will repeal the Lighthouse Act 1927, which provides for the maintenance and control of the lighthouses in India. Lighthouses used to be the structure which show the way to the navigator. I show you one lighthouse. You all must have seen some lighthouse. These lighthouses are basically built on the port sides, or you can say the coastal region. So these used to be the lighthouse. These structures used to be, these are called lighthouse. So they basically show the light to the navigator who used to come specifically night time. So if they harbor, if they come to the port, they need to see the way, show the way, and if there is like underwater mountain or underwater structure, so this indicate that how this area should be navigated. So these lighthouses were managed under such Lighthouse Act 1927. Now Government of India is repealing the Lighthouse Act. Fine. So key feature of the bill. So this bill seeks to provide a framework for the development, maintenance and management of navigation in India. Fine. Navigation. What is the meaning of navigation? When you travel into the water, this is called navigation. Fine. What is the application? What is the application? The application is, this will include the territorial water, continental shelf and exclusive economic zone. So prelims point of view, this law applies over territorial water. What is the territorial water? As per the UNCLOS United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea. So UNCLOS is the body which decide the laws of the sea. So from the coast towards the water, 12 nautical mile is territorial water or territorial sea. Furthermore, in 12 nautical mile, this is contiguous contiguous sea, and further till 200 nautical mile from the coast. This is called exclusive economic zone, EEZ. So this particular navigation bill and the law which has been passed, this will imply over territorial water, continental shelf region, whole exclusive economic zone. So that means it implies over from the coast to 200 nautical mile. UPSC may ask this question that Marine Navigation Act implies over in territorial sea. So it is, remember always, any navigation law of India, any navigation law which will manage, which will look into the management, maintenance, development of the navigation channel in India will imply over exclusive economic zone, till exclusive economic zone. इसका मतलब है वो 200 नॉटिकल माइल तक वो इंप्लीमेंट होगा ही होगा, चाहे जो भी एक्ट हो. फाइन. सो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस? सी टेरिटोरियल वाटर हियर आर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन implies, but in exclusive economic zone are certain laws are only implies, that too for economic purpose only, economic purpose. Otherwise international laws are applied over here. So in exclusive economic zone, any country has the right to exploit the resources of the ocean. They need not any permission. But if they go beyond the exclusive economic zone, that means beyond the 200 nautical mile, they need permission from UNCLOS. UNCLOS. And UNCLOS, there is one body, International Seabed Authority. So if you exploit the resources beyond 200 nautical mile, you need permission from International Seabed Authority. This question was asked in last year prelims examination. This question was asked in last prelims examination. So I personally feel, good morning Nikki, I personally feel that this year also you may get some question from navigation. Fine. So this bill define the aid to the navigation. What help government of India do for the navigators, how they will facilitate the navigation, these things will be here. Like what devices, like lighthouse is a device, like lighthouse is a structure which show the way to the navigators. So here also, earlier it was lighthouse, now we have devices like GPS kind of system. We have our own GPS which is IRNAS. This is satellite system, devices, system, services, external to vessel design, operation to enhance the safety and efficiency of the navigation. So in all the way, by this law, government is trying to make the navigation, ocean navigation is feasible. Director General of Aid to Navigation, who will be? So the bill provides that central government will appoint. Remember this, here state government is not there. Central government will appoint Director General, Deputy Director General, directed to district which the center demarcate. Fine. Coastal region के जो district हैं वहां पर भी central will demarcate. So state do not have any direct role into this act. That is why state governments are opposing such kind of reforms. Fine. So Director General will advise the central government on the matter related to aid and navigation. Fine. Now Central Advisory Committee, there will be a Central Advisory Committee which will also be appointed by the central government. Fine. Management of general aid and navigation vessel traffic, ये भी it will be also done by the central government, will be responsible to develop maintenance and management. So if we see that all the powers lie in the hand of central government, all the powers lie in the hand of central government. So everybody please do like this session. These sessions are very much important and you will definitely get question from here. This bill make one more arrangement. No person shall be allowed to operate any aid to navigation. Fine. Any private assistance or the private kind of changes will not be allowed, including all ancillary activities. Any vessel traffic service in any place unless he holds the valid training certificate. Fine. So if you want to open your training academy for navigation purpose, you need to take a valid training certificate. Government will accredit training organization. Fine. For the navigation purpose, central government give the responsibility to the certain training centers. Fine. So these things are there, and if dispute happens in navigation purpose, so any dispute related to marine aid to navigation, dues, expenses, cost, these all be determined by a civil court. So this is not a criminal case, this is going to be civil court having jurisdiction at the place where dispute arise. Fine. So किसी भी coastal area में ये हुआ है, वहां के civil court में the case will be handled. Fine. So there are various heritage lighthouses which has been the destination of tourism also. So the central government may designate any aid to navigation under the control. So these lighthouses will be dealt as heritage now. ये lighthouse अब किसी भी बिल के तहत कवर नहीं होंगे. These lighthouse considered as the heritage lighthouse. In addition to their function as aid to navigation, such lighthouses will be developed for the education, cultural and tourism purpose. Fine. Earlier, lighthouses were used for the certain navigation purpose, but now lighthouses will not be anymore used for this. Fine. And if anybody violate this law, there will be the fine of 1 lakh rupees, imprisonment up to 6 months. Fine. So penalty will be there. What is a lighthouse? Lighthouse is a tower kind of building or any other kind of structure which basically serve a lamp system or through the lens serve as a beacon for navigation aid. And whosoever the pilot or the captain of the ship, he find the way through the navigation lighthouse, especially in the night. So lighthouse basically mark the dangerous coastline. If there is indentured coastline, there is so many stones are there, so this basically mark the dangerous coastline. Signal देता है, beacon बजाता है. This is how they indicate. Hazardous shoals, wavy kind of, अब यहाँ पर ship टकरा करके टूट सकती है, so they indicate the hazard. Reefs, rocks, they ensure the safe entry to the harbor. Fine. So earlier they were used. This law was passed basically in 1927, and now this is going to be repealed. Another question, another topic is Grand Renaissance Dam. Grand Renaissance Dam, it is basically location based topic. UPSC every year asks few location based topic. This was in news. So Grand Renaissance Dam, this is basically an Ethiopian dam. This dam is situated in Ethiopia over the Nile River. So what is the matter? Egypt and Sudan, basically they are opposing the water control by this Grand Renaissance Dam. So remember the word, what is Grand Renaissance Dam? Grand Renaissance Dam is situated in Ethiopia. So Egypt and Sudan, they asked UN Security Council. So they asked UN Security Council to undertake preventive diplomacy and call for legally binding agreement to resolve dispute with Ethiopia over the availability of water. See, Ethiopia from couple of years have been a country where civil war and internal disputes are happening. So in this way, the present government controlling the water bodies, basically controlling the water bodies. So here in the map you can see this is Ethiopia. On the east of Ethiopia there is Red Sea and then Arabian Ocean. This is Ethiopia, this is Sudan, this is Egypt. Fine. So this is the border of Sudan. So who have the dispute with? Sudan and Egypt. Why basically? Because Nile River originate into two streams. One is called Blue Nile. One is called Blue Nile, which originate from the Lake Tana. Remember this location. Lake Tana. This is Blue Nile. Then one from here, Nile River, which originate near the Lake Victoria, is called White Nile. This is White Nile. This is Blue Nile. So Blue Nile originate from Ethiopia. Here basically the Ethiopia have built a very huge dam called Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is storing the huge amount of water that may reduce the water level in the Nile River, and further the water level is reduced in Sudan, reduced in Egypt. So they have predicted that the stoppage and storage of the water by Ethiopia may reduce the water level in such a way that the delta of Nile can be squeezed by 20 to 25%. इतना पानी यहाँ पे रुक जाएगा कि डेल्टा जो है वो 20 से 25% तक छोटा हो सकता है. So this is projected basically. Fine. So this Ethiopian dam has been matter of dispute. That is why this location in news. So Ethiopia is saying that this matter should not go into the UN Security Council, because UN Security Council do not any mandate to solve such issues, such international water border issues. Fine. This can be solved because we all are African countries. So this can be solved by the African Union only. This can be solved by the Council of African Union members. Fine. So that is why this dam was in dispute. You need to remember at least the location. So it was formerly known as Millennium Dam. This name you can also remember, formerly known as Millennium Dam. It is a kind of gravity dam. Gravity dam is basically where water is stored and flow towards the slope side. So there is no pumping mechanism. Water is not pumped outside to run the turbine. Only the gravity is utilized to flow the water naturally and turbine move. So this is a gravity dam. Gravity dams are basically the cost-effective dam. Good morning, Sumit. Everybody please like and share this session, because you will remember when questions come into the examination. Fine. So the students who are watching right now, they will be benefited. And if some student watch these videos after the examination, then कुछ बचा नहीं. अब पछताए होत क्या जब चिड़िया चुग गई खेत. ठीक है. So I choose every day I spend 5-6 hours to look into the topics and select them for examination. So basically this is a gravity dam situated over the Blue Nile in Ethiopia, under construction since 2011. Now this dam is almost ready and going to be operational. Where is this dam in Ethiopia? This is basically in Gumuz region of Ethiopia. UPSC won't ask this. About 45 kilometers east of the border of Sudan. So this is very near to the border of Sudan. Here Sudan also worried about, because this huge dam situated near the African rift. This is a rift. Nile River originate in the rift. So it is situated in the rift region, And if very huge amount of water is stored near the rift area, this may cause further earthquake also. So one concern of environmentalists is also it may cause earthquake. So the dam is on the Blue Nile and 80% almost complete, and it is going to be functional by the next year. And it has means huge electricity generation capacity also, which is not shared by Ethiopia. Fine. So there is one more concern of Sudan, that though they are holding the water of Blue Nile, they are building a huge dam, producing the electricity, but they are not going to share the electricity, because these are the natural resources, and Blue Nile also run through the Sudan. Fine. So we are into, see, these countries are in African Union, so Sudan also expect to share the hydroelectricity power. Fine. So this will be operational by 2023, making it Africa's largest hydroelectricity. This will become Africa's largest hydroelectricity power plant and the world's 7th largest. So this is a huge achievement for Ethiopia. They are going to produce huge amount of electricity, but they are not going to share. The primary purpose of dam to produce electricity production, relieve Ethiopia's acute energy shortage, and for electricity export to the neighboring countries. Fine. So they are not sharing this, they are going to export this, and for that matter, this Ethiopia is going to earn from the electricity. Fine. Ethiopia is saying that this is necessary for the development, because we have very few areas where we can produce the hydroelectricity. So what is Egypt's and Sudan's concern? That downstream of water level will be reduced. So low water level means irrigation will be affected, drinking water and water safety will be affected in Sudan and Egypt. Egypt depends on 97% approximately for the drinking water over the Nile River. Fine. And this is going to hamper their drinking water. Fine. Irrigation supply also. So सिंचाई की problem, drinking water की problem there will be. The dam would jeopardize food and water security, livelihood of ordinary people in Egypt. Sudan too concerned with, if Ethiopia gain control over the river, this would affect water level in Sudan, what Sudan receive. Sudan likely to benefit from power generation, but this is not confirmed that they are going to get the power generation. The regulated flow of the river will save Sudan from serious flooding. Fine. So thus it is proposed joint management of the dam. Sudan wants a joint management from the dam. Radul, good morning. Please like and share the session. So Sudan want joint management of this, whereas Ethiopia is not giving the joint management. So that is why Egypt and Sudan are into conflict. Sorry, Egypt and Sudan are into the conflict with Ethiopia. So you need to little bit know about the Nile River. Nile River is one such river which is coming from the southern hemisphere and going towards the northern hemisphere. It crosses through the equator. So this is a north flowing river, northeastern Africa की तरफ ये बहती है, rise in south of the equator, equator के south से निकलती है and flow in the northward and drain into the Mediterranean Sea. This is the longest river. This is the longest river of the world, even in Africa. This is longer than the Amazon River. But if you talk about the water containing capacity, Amazon River have much more water containing capacity. Its drainage basin goes through 11 countries. Very few rivers have their drainage basin more than 10 countries. So Nile River is one such river which crosses through 11 countries, directly crosses through only 4 or 5 countries, but it have whole basin into 11 countries like Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Congo Republic, Kenya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, South Sudan. Fine. Is it clear? Okay. So these are Republic of Sudan, Egypt. These are 11 countries where Nile river basically flow through. So factual point of view से आपको Nile river थोड़ा देखना होगा, because this was in news due to a huge dispute. Because see, there is no such case of water dispute country asked to solve into UN Security Council. So this is one of its kind case. Fine. Next topic, last ice area. What is the meaning of last ice area? This is also a location based topic, LBT topic. Fine. Location based topic. So what is the location? Last ice area. So recently few explorers, geographers, and a team of people who are exploring the Arctic region have mentioned that there is one island north of the Greenland is the last land in Arctic Circle. Fine. That is why this is called last ice area. And what is the concern over this? That a part of Arctic ice called last ice area has melted before expected time. It was expected that it will melt till 2040, 2040 तक melt down होगा यहाँ पे, but it is melted in 2022. So scientists had believed this area was strong enough to withstand global warming, but they proven wrong. So where is this last ice area? I show you the map first so that you can have brief idea. Fine. So in the north of Greenland, here is some point. It's called last ice area towards the Arctic, because Arctic is an ocean, so there is a land. So till around the Arctic Circle, where you find the ice, and after that where we find the permanent ice. After that, in Canada, in Russia, where ice or snowfall happen, melt down, so we can see the presence of ice in winters, and they again melt in summers. So this region is located in Greenland and Ellesmere Island in Canadian territory. So if this is a globe, here this is Arctic North Pole, this is Arctic Circle. So this is the area. There are few islands which are near the Arctic Circle. These are called last ice area. Fine. Till where we find the Arctic ice, because Arctic is almost frozen. So till where we find Arctic ice is called last ice area. Fine. Now it was expected to कि ये melt होगा 2040 तक, but ये बड़ी जल्दी melt हो गया. ये मुझे दे दीजिए, दोनों यहाँ रख, इस पे चीटियां लग गई. Fine. So this region is basically located north of the Greenland and Ellesmere Island, which is north of the Canadian territory. There is a province called Nunavut. This province is in Canada. Fine. So it was claimed that there will be total disappearance of summer ice in Arctic by the year of 2040. Expected area is called last ice area. ठीक है, पर ये 2040 से पहले अभी ही यहां पर आइस जो है वो मेल्ट हो जा रही है. ठीक है. Now Why this area is important? Because this area is indicating the severe effect of global warming in northern pole. Fine. So this area is important because it was thought to be able to help ice dependent species as ice in the surrounding area melted away during the summer. So the area is used by the polar bears to hunt the seals. This used to be the ice dense area. Walrus are there. So there is a whole ecosystem. When there is summertime, see, these polar bear enters into the few regions of Canada. They enters into the Alaska. In summers, because ice squeeze from Alaska and Canada and it go towards Arctic Circle or northern pole, then these creatures like polar bear, walrus, they shift toward northern side. And there is few land area there. They live over the land, so there is a few land area. But now those land areas are also losing their ice in summers. So the last ice area is basically squeezing. Fine. Reason of melting, about 80%. 80% thinning ice can be attributed to weather related factor. Fine. So global warming and weather related factors such as wind that break up and move ice around. Let me tell you one thing. I have read one case study where in winters these polar bears, in winter time, these polar bears go for hibernation. Hibernation is one such activity when they reduce their metabolic activities. So they do not just sleep, because at the time of hibernation, they give birth to their child. So they do hibernation. In Hindi it is called Seet Nidra, but this is not the Nidra. This is not the sleep. This is a process. Hibernation is basically a process when hibernation not only happen in winters, it also happen in summers also. Fine. So hibernation is basically a metabolic activity where all our metabolic activity, our body reduced to the zero level, like digestion, breathing, everything is so much reduced that creature almost go into the situation where it feel like he is dead. So hibernation is reducing the metabolism. Fine. So hibernation is reducing basically the metabolism. So in one case study it is found that when polar bear go for the hibernation and in summers when they again come out of hibernation, it was found that five female polar bears found dead. Why? Because in winter time they eat a lot so that they can produce so much of fat in the body, and this fat give food to their newly born kids, you can say. So अब उसके जो बच्चे हुए तो उनको फीड भी करना था, बट समर्स में चूंकि आइस इतना कम थी and they travel through the ice and hunt the seal, because seal तो पानी में बहुत देर तक रह सकते हैं. So they hunt the seal, but they are not able to find so much of seal and food. So इतना फैट उनकी बॉडी में प्रोड्यूस हुआ नहीं कि वो पूरे विंटर पीरियड के हाइबरनेशन में सर्वाइव कर पाते. तो हाइबरनेशन के पीरियड में ही उनकी डेथ हो गई. So this is the effect of global warming, because ice is melting so fast they cannot hibernate properly. Okay, so here the reason of melting is 80% weather phenomena, like heat waves are, we can see the effect of heat wave in France, we can see the effect of heat waves in Northern America's Canada region. So these warm heat waves entering into the Arctic Circle region also, and they are melting the ice fast. Fine. The remaining 20% can be attributed to the long-term thinning of ice, and ice definitely have nature to melt down. So this is a longer effect. Fine. You all know what is the Arctic area. It is northernmost part of the earth, and Arctic Ocean adjacent, which all the countries adjacent to the Arctic Circle, Alaska, United States का Alaska region, Canada, Finland, Greenland is in control of Denmark. Iceland, Norway, Russia, Sweden, these all countries surround this Arctic region. Fine. So Arctic region and the areas, land areas, Arctic is the ocean, and the land areas near the Arctic region is always permafrost. So land within the Arctic region has seasonally varying snow ice cover. कहीं पर ice summers में almost खत्म हो जाता है, कहीं पर all time ice रहता है. So these all areas are treeless and permafrost. Here we find tundra kind of climate. Tundra climate, which is frozen throughout the year. Tundra climate. Fine. So Arctic land is bordered with the subarctic region. Subarctic region, in subarctic region we have taiga kind of climate. In taiga we have vegetation, but vegetation is thin. So especially in winters, these creatures from tundra come towards taiga in winters, and in summers they again from the taiga region to or subarctic region they go towards the Arctic region. Fine. So the whole area basically in between 50 degree to 70 degree latitude is come under subarctic region, and above 70 degree and to 90 degree that is Arctic region. Fine. So generally the subarctic region is the taiga region and Arctic region is the tundra region. So here we can see the region above the green area is the tundra, and this is a subarctic region. Then below this there is a temperate region, and below this there is a subtropical then tropical region. So you must know and understand the climatic condition in Arctic region. So I have taught in geography this. Fine. So the climate in Arctic characterized by the cold winter and cool summer. There is no summer specifically, cool summer is there. Here the precipitation comes in the form of snow only, and it is less than 50 centimeter. That means almost cold desertic kind of condition is there. Tundra climate or polar climate or the climatic or the Arctic climate, इसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखें और इसके थोड़ा कैरेक्टरिस्टिक देखें, इसको रिवाइज करके रखिएगा. We expect some question this year from, because last year in examination savanna climate was asked. So I feel this year, because this was in news, so this climate may ask. So distribution is in Arctic Circle, north of Arctic Circle and south of Antarctic Circle. So we can say that this climate is found 60 degree north and 60 degree of south. This is Antarctica region and this is Arctic region. Fine. Their ice caps are there. In the lower area, in between the 50 to 70, there is lower areas where snow is melted in the summertime, and in the upper areas snow is always there. Fine. Temperature range, if we see temperature, so range of temperature is very high. Like in winters temperature goes below minus 50 degree centigrade, and in summers we find temperature near the 0 degree centigrade. So the difference is 40-50 degree difference every year. So difference is high. Fine. Difference is high. Remember this. Difference is high because in winters it is below minus 50 degree centigrade. From minus 50 to 0 there is a difference of 40-50 degree. So the tundra climate is characterized by the very low mean annual temperature. In mid-winter the temperature is as low as minus, so this is minus 40-50 degree centigrade, below the freezing. In summers it is relatively warmer. This is above the 0 degree. So normally more than 4 months have temperature above freezing point. Fine. 4 महीने के लिए 0 से ऊपर टेम्परेचर होता है, otherwise is go below the 0 degree centigrade. Fine. In both the hemisphere. ground remain frozen. Precipitation की बात करें, so there is a very less precipitation in the form of snow only, and precipitation happens in this area. Precipitation happens through the westerly wind flow. Fine. Like in summers, we see northern trade wind shift towards southern trade wind shift towards Tropic of Cancer. So from here, westerly wind shift towards and they enter into the Arctic Circle, and these westerly wind brings moisture in the polar region, and this moisture is frozen and snowfall happens in this area. So in Arctic region, westerly wind is basically responsible for the snowfall or the precipitation. So mostly in the form of snow and sleet. Sleet is basically water plus snow. Water plus snow. It's called sleet. Mixed form of. Fine. And if we look at the vegetation in tundra region, so tundra region there is no tree. Lichen and mosses are there only, and that too in summers. Lichen and mosses. So moss is there, lichens are there, and they are found on the surface of rock and the surface of land when snow is melted. तो जब snow melt हो जाती है, जब भी snow melt हो जाएगी, तभी हमको lichen and mosses यहां पर मिलेंगे. Climatic condition along the coastal lowland are little favorable. मतलब जो तट के पास का एरिया होगा, बिकॉज वाटर क्या होता है, वाटर इज अ मॉडरेटर. सो वाटर इज अ मॉडरेटर. तो कोस्टल रीजन का जो एरिया होता है वहां पर कुछ ट्रीज और वेजिटेशन ज्यादा होती है, अदरवाइज ये ट्रीलेस क्लाइमेट होता है. टुंड्रा वर्ड, दिस इज अ वर्ड फ्रॉम फिनलैंड. This is a Finnish word, and this is the meaning of tundra is barren. The meaning of tundra is barren. There is no natural climate, natural vegetation, large size vegetation. Coastal lowlands support hardy grasses. Reindeer, mosses are found here. So these reindeer pasture over, ये reindeer खाते हैं lichen and mosses को, and the people who are living here dependent over the reindeer meat, the skin of the reindeer. So they use the reindeer in multiple way. There is a brief summer, very small summer, and in the summer time blooms happen, फूल वूल खिलते हैं थोड़े बहुत, जैसे हिमालयन रीजन में होता है. Only this. Mammals like wolf, snow fox, musk ox, fine, they are found. Small lemmings are also. Lemmings जो गिलहरी होती है उससे बड़े साइज के होते हैं थोड़ा, पर वैसा ही rodent है. So lemmings are found. Lemming की skin से they make shoes and all. Lemming की body fat से they utilize it in a multiple way. So basically these creatures are found. Penguins are found in Arctic side only. Antarctic side only. That means penguins are in southern hemisphere only, not in northern hemisphere. Human activity in this area. What is the human activity? So human activity in tundra are confined to the coast. People or the human live in the coastal region only in tundra climate. They do not go elsewhere. People live in semi-nomadic life. There is, because modernization is there, and the countries like Denmark, Canada, Alaska of USA, these countries are all modernized countries, are developed countries. So they give support to the human life in tundra region in their own country. Fine. So Greenland, northern Canada, here Eskimos live. Eskimos live in a house called igloo. Igloo have small opening, and this is whole ice structure. Igloo is made up of ice. So they live in the igloo. Basically ice is a bad conductor of heat. So if they live inside they burn fire also inside the igloo, and the whole heat is captured inside. बर्फ पिघलती नहीं इतनी आसानी से, because ice is a bad conductor of heat. So they make the igloo, their food, everything is in frozen condition. So they don't need any fish to preserve their food. And mostly they eat meat of reindeer and various animals which are found here. Fine. They catch the fish also. Nowadays, rifles instead of traditional harpoons, harpoon used to be kind of bow जिससे ये शिकार करते थे, rifles वगैरह use करते हैं. Fine. So that is why this is called semi-nomadic, because they are using the technology also. What we see, the recent development in Arctic region, recent development, like new settlements are rising or increasing here because discovery of the minerals. So mine and minerals are penetrating in Arctic region, which may further affect the climate of Arctic region. Like gold mining started in Alaska. Alaska is very rich in gold. Petroleum mining in Kenai Peninsula of Alaska, and copper at the Rankin Inlet of Canada. So in Arctic Circle region, here also mining is happening. And you think, now you can think, if mining kind of activity happens here, so it will affect negatively the whole climate, the whole geographical system there. Fine. So with the declining reserve of iron ore around the Great Lake, because the Great Lake, Lake Superior, Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, this is called the Great Lake region of America. There iron ore is depleting. So America is exploring iron ore in northern side. So iron ore deposit has been found near the Labrador region. So new rail line is being constructed. This already has been constructed from near the St. Lawrence River. So iron ore depleted near the Great Lake region. So America is trying, even Canada is trying to find out new iron ore areas in Arctic region. So this is going to be the disaster for this country. Definitely they get the mine. Rich deposit of iron ore at Kiruna and Galivir help Sweden enjoy prosperous export. Fine. So Sweden also enjoying the iron ore found in the region. New ports on the Arctic seabed. New ports are being built so that taiga, in the taiga forest, timber और लकड़ी जो है वो वहां से export की जा सके. Fine. So in Siberian region also new ports are being developed because now we have technology. So we can run the all season port. We can run the all season port because there are icebreaker ships. There are icebreaker. If water is frozen, there are icebreaker ships which keep on breaking the ice and ship will keep on moving. So basically this region is going to face more threat due to the human activities. So no country owes the geographical North Pole. Geographical North Pole जो है, because Arctic ओशन है वो पूरा फ्रोजन है वहां पर, सो किसी कंट्री का अधिकार नहीं है नॉर्थ पोल पे, बट उनका जो लैंड एरिया है कंट्रीज का वो आर्कटिक सर्कल के अंदर है, सो वहां पर वो एक्सप्लॉयटेशन कर रहे हैं रिसोर्सेस का. सो 6 आर्कटिक स्टेट्स, इनको हम आर्कटिक स्टेट्स कहते हैं. कनाडा, डेनमार्क, बेसिकली ग्रीनलैंड इज देयर, कनाडा, डेनमार्क, आइसलैंड, नॉर्वे, रशिया, यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स, and 2 Arctic states called Finland and Sweden. They do not have direct access to the Arctic, but their water territory is there in Arctic circle. So that is why these are also comes under Arctic states. Fine. So इनके नाम आप याद कर सकते हैं. You can remember the name that may come into. Fine. So this is about Arctic Ocean. You can read, not that important about. Yes. One thing you need to remember about that. What is Arctic Council? What is Arctic Council? This may come into the examination. Arctic Council is basically intergovernmental forum. When we talk about the intergovernmental forum, that means this platform is maintained by the governments. Which all countries participate here? So, intergovernmental forum promoting cooperation, coordination, interaction among the Arctic states. So, these are the common words. Any forum or any platform of various government, they will promote the cooperation, coordination, security of all nation, food security and every kind of security if it is an intergovernment. No country say that we will promote the terrorism. Fine. So this is common word. Every intergovernmental panel forum promote the cooperation among them. So आर्कटिक स्टेट के बीच में कॉपरेशन शेयर करते हैं. आर्कटिक इंडिजिनस कम्युनिटीज को डेवलप करना, कॉमन आर्कटिक इश्यूज को सॉल्व करना, these all are their purpose. So Arctic Council में who all the members are? There are 8 members. Canada, Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, Russia, Sweden, United States. These all are called 8 Arctic states. और the Arctic Council में ये member है. Now, what is the role of India there? India have observer status. India has the observer status. That means India can participate into the meetings. India can participate into the meetings of Arctic Council. Fine. So this is basically the North Pole, which is not the territory of any country. This is the Arctic Circle. You see, this is the Arctic Circle. Greenland lie inside the Arctic Circle. Here we see the territory of Canada lie in the Arctic Circle. Here we see that territory of Siberia lie in the Arctic Circle. So we see so many states directly lie in the Arctic Circle and some are near the Arctic Circle. So these countries are basically has formed Arctic Council to manage all the issues of Arctic region. Fine? Okay. Chalo, next, moving further to the August current affair. In August, there was a news on the basis of one report that lightning strike in India. Lightning strike in India. What is the meaning of lightning strike? बिजली चमकती है ना, बिजली गिरती है, इसको हम बोलते हैं lightning strike. So on the basis of one report, it is said that West Bengal received the highest number of lightning strike per square kilometer. Earlier, it was Orissa, but this year, West Bengal, remember this, if the question is asked that which state in India received maximum lightning strike, so this is West Bengal. This is West Bengal, which received maximum lightning strikes. Fine. So now this is on number 1. Followed by Jharkhand. Jharkhand, according to the South Asia Lightning Report 2020. Fine. So this report is not published every year. This is published after few years. There is no certain frequency, but yes, it is published in 2021 and data taken of 1 year back means 2020. एक साल पीछे का data है. So Jharkhand is the second. What is the meaning of lightning? How lightning happens? So we should here, according to our method of study, we have to understand, like if we are preparing for one-day examination or defense examination, we only need to remember which state received maximum lightning. This is enough. But when we are preparing for UPSC, UPSC will not directly ask one statement from. UPSC may ask one statement that West Bengal received maximum lightning strike. But there may be some statement regarding whole mechanism of lightning. So how the lightning happens, first we need to understand this, how the lightning happens. So lightning is a very rapid and massive discharge of electricity. Fine, it is a discharge of electricity. So how the discharge happen? First we need to understand the mechanism of clouding. So when the water vapor evaporation happen, water vapors go upward. As I have already told you that as we go upward, temperature decreases. Temperature decreases. Like on an average, every kilometer, as you go upwards, every kilometer temperature goes down by 6.5 degrees centigrade. So let's suppose you go 5 kilometer upward, temperature will go below minus 20 degree, because there is 15 degree average temperature, 15 degree average temperature on the surface, and if you go beyond 5 kilometer in the atmosphere, temperature will go below the minus 20 degree, and later on it will keep on decreasing. Fine. So when you go upward, temperature decrease. Similarly, when clouds are formed, like cumulonimbus cloud, these clouds are basically responsible for lightning. No other cloud cause lightning this much. Only the clouds who have this name, nimbus, like stratonimbus, nimbus का मतलब होता है cloud which give rain, nimbus. So stratonimbus also cause lightning, but that lightning will not be so much intense or strong. But the cloud called cumulonimbus, it has vertical extension. This is a very huge vertically cloud. So if this is land surface and this is a base of the cloud, here temperature will be different. But as you go upward, temperature will keep on decreasing. So there will be the various layer of temperature, and as this is a mass of water vapor and it has air also, right? So here the water vapor and air will mix according to the science that temperature move from high to low. Temperature move from high to low, and here the high temperature move from high to low, and wind move from high pressure to low pressure. So due to the temperature difference and pressure difference, there will be a mixing in the cloud. Fine. So water vapor condense in the small ice crystal. So at this much of height, water vapor convert into the ice crystal, very small tiny particles of ice. बहुत छोटे छोटे ice के कण होंगे, ice crystal. When it move upward, ये ice crystal ऊपर की तरफ जाएंगे, ठीक है, upward in cumulonimbus cloud. Cumulonimbus cloud में का फॉर्मेशन होगा, आइस क्रिस्टल जो है वो धीरे धीरे ऊपर की तरफ मूव करेंगे. सो द आइस क्रिस्टल कंटिन्यू टू मूव अप अंटिल दे गैदर इनफ मास. धीरे धीरे ये ऊपर जाएंगे, उनमें बहुत सारा मास आ जाएगा, एंड दिस लीड टू अ सिस्टम वेयर स्मॉलर आइस क्रिस्टल मूव अप व्हाइल बिगर आइस क्रिस्टल कम डाउन. ठीक है, क्यों नीचे क्यों आएंगे? जो आइस क्रिस्टल ऑलरेडी ऊपर बड़े हो चुके हैं, these ice particles will not have the ability to buoyance. ऊपर तैरते नहीं रह सकते हैं, इनको टर्मिनल वेलोसिटी मिल जाएगी, क्योंकि अब ये इतने बड़े हो गए हैं that they will come down. Fine. So these large size of ice crystal come down, whereas small size of ice crystal keep on going upward, because here from the land clouds are formed when land is heated. Air will keep on moving upwards, so this will keep on pushing. So small ice crystal will go upwards and large size of ice crystal will come down, so they will collide with each other. So the ice crystal continue to move until they gather enough mass. This leads to the system where small ice crystal move upward and bigger ice crystal come down. This result in the collision. Release the electrons. ये कोलिजन जब होगा तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स रिलीज होंगे, एंड ये इलेक्ट्रॉन का रिलीज होना ही क्या कहलाता है? लाइटनिंग का कॉज कहलाता है. सो इफ electron is released in a process of very similar to the generation of electric spark. जैसे electric spark आप देखें बैटरी वगैरह में जनरेट होता है या कहीं पर, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन रिलीज होता है. This is called ionization. Ionization. So if we look into a cloud, what is ionization? Ionization is basically a phenomena where electron in the outer shell is released from the atom or the molecule. Electron atom से release होता है, ठीक है. This is here proton and neutrons are there and electrons rotate around this nucleus. So electron is released from this orbit. Fine. So there are two type of ion. One is cation and anion. In cation is an atom or molecule which is positively charged. Means if this electron is released, the effect of proton, which is positive charge, will increase. So cation is basically an ion where positive charge is affected, whereas positive charge is effective. And so here it is positive charge. That means it has greater number of proton than electron. Here number of proton will increase. That means electron is released in cation. When in anion, electron is basically received. It has greater number of electron than proton. So in anion, electron is basically received. Fine. So these two generate in a cloud while the collision of ice crystals. So the moving free electrons cause more collision. और इलेक्ट्रॉन निकलेगा और कोलिजन होगा बिकॉज देयर इज अ चार्ज, और इलेक्ट्रॉन रिलीज होंगे और इससे एक चेन रिएक्शन बन जाएगा. दिस प्रोसेस रिजल्ट इन द सिचुएशन in which top layer of the cloud, top layer means the layer which is 12 kilometer, 10 to 12 kilometer above the surface, top layer gets the positive charge. Top layer gets the positive charge, where the bottom layer get the negative charge. That means here negative charge anion, and here the cation are there. So we will see few layers of positive and negative layers in the cloud like this. So here the negative layer on the base and the positive layer on the upper side of the cloud. So when two clouds interact with each other, these positive negative charge will interact and create a spark. ये spark create होगा, ठीक है. So this lightning can happen into three ways. One is within the cloud, lightning. The lightning which happen within the cloud when these layers interact with each other. Second is cloud to cloud lightning, cloud to cloud lightning, and other is cloud to land lightning, when lightning happen from cloud to land. Fine. So there can be three ways lightning can happen. Okay. And this is because of temperature difference in the cloud, formation of ice crystal, size of the ice crystal. So the electric potential difference between the top and bottom layer is huge. There is a huge difference, electric potential difference. So in little time, huge current start to flow between the layer. It produces heat. Now one more thing, along with lightning, we listen the thunder sound. Thunder sound, blasting, है ना? What is blasting? Kind of thunder. जैसे कहीं पर बहुत बड़ा बम फट गया हो. So lightning, it is because of its heat and the air column. As I told you, the temperature difference. Fine. So when lightning happen, the heat is like the heat over the sun's surface. Like suddenly, for a fraction of second, temperature increases to 10,000 degrees centigrade into the air. When temperature increases for a certain seconds, मुश्किल से 1 से 2 सेकंड के लिए, when temperature increases, fine, let's suppose lightning is happening like this, fine. So lightning is happening in a medium, है ना, ये एक मीडियम में हो रहा है, एंड इन दिस मीडियम यहां पर क्या है, यहां पर एयर है, वाटर है, आइस क्रिस्टल्स है, फाइन. So when the lightning happen, temperature drastically increase for the fraction of second. The heated air column where the lightning is going through, ये air column heat up होते हैं and they expand, and this produce the shock wave. This shock wave is called a thunder. So thunder is basically the blasting of air molecules, because temperature इतना ज्यादा होता है, they start blasting, or the shock wave is created. So thunder is the sound caused by the discharge of atmospheric electron. ठीक है, फिर से blasting होगी, electron बाहर निकलेगा. So this statement has already been asked in CDS examination, CAPF examination. Fine. Okay. So thunder is basically sound caused by the discharge of atmospheric electron charge, creating plasma or ionized gas medium. Here temperature can go up to 30,000 degrees centigrade by lightning. और ये temperature within fraction of second के लिए होता है, थोड़ी सी जगह पर, ठीक है. So the channel pressure of electric charge greatly exceed the ambient, means surrounding एयर को वो बहुत तेजी से एक्सपैंड कर देता है. टेम्परेचर जहां पर भी इंक्रीज होगा, मीडियम एक्सपैंड करेगा, एंड द चैनल एक्सपैंड्स एट द सुपरसोनिक रेट, बहुत तेजी से एक्सपैंड होगा और ब्लास्टिंग होगी. दिस रिजल्ट इनटू द शॉक वेव. शॉक वेव डिके रैपिडली विद डिस्टेंस. नाउ इफ एनी थंडर हैपनिंग अवे फ्रॉम यू, हाउ मच, हाउ लॉन्ग, 12 किलोमीटर. Any thunder is happening 12 किलोमीटर away from you. आपसे 12 किलोमीटर दूर थंडरिंग हो रही है, you will not be able to listen. You can see the lightning, but you cannot listen the lightning. Fine. So lightning is basically discharge of electron and interaction of the opposite charges. So this thunderbolt is a flash of lightning which we see. Lightning from the cloud to earth. So cloud to cloud we understand, cloud within the cloud lightning we understand, but how the lightning from cloud to earth happen? Earth is a good conductor of electricity. That means earth attract the electricity. ठीक है, good conductor of electricity, but electrically neutral. So in comparison to the middle layer of the cloud, however, it's become positive charge. Earth में अमूमन negative charge. As a result, a flow of current about 20 to 50% get direct towards the earth. जो भी cloud में generate हो रहा है, that go toward the earth because earth is electrically active. So once about 80 to 100 meter from the surface, lightning tends to change course to hit the taller object. So when lightning goes towards the earth, only the taller objects attract the lightning. So that is why it is said, जब lightning हो रही हो, do not take shelter under the any tree. किसी शेड के नीचे, ट्री के नीचे नहीं जाना चाहिए, because वो lightning को attract कर सकते हैं. if you have mobile phone can attract the lightning. Fine. So this is because traveling through the air, which is a bad conductor of electricity, electrons try to find a better conductor. अब यहां पर जो भी एरिया उनको मिलेगा, where they find metal, where they find water, इस तरफ वो अट्रैक्ट होंगे और लार्जर साइड में हिट करेंगे जाके. फाइन. सो इट इज ऑल्सो सेड दैट जब भी लाइटनिंग हो, डू नॉट गो इनटू शेल्टर, स्पेशली द मेटल शेल्टर. दो जो टीन शेड्स होते हैं उनके नीचे ना जाओ, बिकॉज वो लाइटनिंग को अट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. ओके. वर्ल्ड में सबसे ज्यादा लाइटनिंग कहां होती है? सबसे ज्यादा लाइटनिंग होती है लेक माराकाइबो, वेनेजुएला रीजन. वर्ल्ड में सबसे ज्यादा लाइटनिंग यहीं पर होती है. मोस्ट लाइटनिंग इवेंट इन द वर्ल्ड कैन बी सीन लेक माराकाइबो, वेनेजुएला. फाइन. एंड इन इंडिया नाउ इट इज वेस्ट बंगाल एंड झारखंड. सो एवरी ईयर 2500 people die due to the lightning. Now you think about, this is a very huge number. This is usually high number because of the monsoon rainfall happen. Huge number of cumulonimbus clouds are formed and enter towards the India. So high number of deaths are due to the increasing lightning trends in last 20 years. We have seen, especially in the foothill of Himalayan region, we have seen the drastic increase of lightning event in the Himalayan region, and there are various causes, like foothill of Himalayan region contain more aerosol, and if there is more aerosol, condensation will occur fastly, and this will create a huge dense cloud, and this will further cause the lightning. So there are the various other causes why in last 20 years lightning increasing in Himalayan region. So it has become a deadly natural phenomena. In Bihar also lightning happen in pre-monsoon season because that is near to the ocean. Fine. So we find so much of lightning incidents in India in the coastal region. So here are the very severe areas like Odisha, West Bengal, Jharkhand are the very severe area. Meghalaya also comes under the very severe area. Then the severe area is the whole Himalayan region, Himalayan Tarai region, because cloud enters and Himalaya stop the cloud. So density of cloud, because clouds keep on entering and the density of cloud increases in. So here more of lightning events can happen because Himalaya won't let the clouds go to this China side. Similarly in Kerala also, because here the mountains are there, like Nilgiri mountains, Annamalai, Doda Beta mountains are here. So here also clouds are stopped by the mountain. So here lightning also happens. So least concerned areas are like here in Gujarat, and this whole central area is very much least concerned about the lightning. Fine. So lightning deaths are increasing as the whole precipitation system is affected by climate change. Fine. So whenever lightning happen, even in NCERT also it is given कि lightning जब हो तो अपना सरफेस एरिया कम करें, एकदम ऐसे सुकड़ के बैठ जाना चाहिए. अपनी बॉडी का सरफेस एरिया जितना कम से कम कर सकते हैं, दैट वुड बी गुड. सो प्रिकॉशन के तौर पर ये कहा जाता है कि मूविंग अंडर द ट्री, लाइंग फ्लैट ऑन द ग्राउंड कैन इंक्रीज रिस्क. ग्राउंड पर लेटना नहीं है, सरफेस एरिया को जितना कम कर सकते हैं करिए. ठीक है, तो बैठ जाना है. ठीक है, सुकड़ के बैठना है, ट्री के नीचे नहीं जाना है, शेड के नीचे नहीं जाना है. ठीक है. इवन इन इंडोर ऑल्सो इट इज ऑल्सो रिस्की. इफ देर इज ओनली योर हाउस, if there is only your house, lightning can strike. There is no other house, this is a whole plain area, so lightning can hit this higher areas. Fine. And in mountains lightning happen. Once I have personally faced the lightning incident. हम हिमालयास पे we were traveling और हम फोटो ले रहे थे और उस समय मौसम वहां पे खराब था. लाइटनिंग हुई एंड लाइटनिंग went through very near to me like this. I was blank, I was not able to see anything for a fraction of second, because we were using the phone. So phone always attract, because this was very minor lightning, so we are saved. But if it was intense lightning, आज मैं आपको पढ़ा नहीं रहा होता. Fine. So reduce the surface area. Do not go indoor because there is electric fitting, wire, metals, and there are other things. So lightning is something which we need to manage. Next is in last year we have seen Afghanistan was very much in news. So I feel that location near the Afghanistan may be asked in, because like in West Asia or Central Asia, wherever dispute happen, UPSC asked question from. So I feel the Afghanistan, this year Afghanistan can be in prelims paper. So you need to see that which all the country connect with Afghanistan. So Afghanistan geographical location के point of view से it can be important. So this is India. Here this is Pakistan. This is the border of Pakistan. Fine. This is the border of Pakistan. And this is the Afghanistan area. Fine. अफगानिस्तान का छोटा सा बॉर्डर एरिया टच होता है इंडिया में on the northern side, which is basically occupied by, this area is occupied by the Pakistan, which is called POK. So you need to understand which all the countries. So largely Afghanistan is covered by the Hindu Kush mountain. This is whole Hindu Kush mountain region. Some mountain range of Suleiman, which is spread on the east of the Afghanistan. Otherwise, largely Afghanistan covers the Hindu Kush. Like largely India covers the Himalayan region, whereas Afghanistan में सबसे larger area में फैला हुआ है जो structure वो है हिंदू कुश माउंटेन. फाइन. सो अभी इस मैप को हम फिर से देखेंगे. There are various other deserts also, like here Daste Margo, Registan desert, Daste Margo desert. This is Daste Lut, Daste Kabir. These are in Iran. So we can remember the two deserts, Daste Margo and Registan desert. Registan, remember Registan desert is there in Afghanistan. This is Hindu Kush region. So Afghanistan was in news. So here is one picture where Afghanistan is shown. Like Afghanistan have 4 major cities. Which are those cities? There are 4 major cities like Kabul, Kandahar, Herat and Mazar-e-Sharif. I tell you a small story about the Afghanistan. So when Second World War ended up, the Russian army was here in Afghanistan. So when America used atom bomb over Japan, it basically somewhere threatened or frightened Russia. Russia डर गया इससे. Because Russia that time did not have the atomic weapon. So in these reasons, basically Russia did not Russian army did not went back. Russian army नहीं गई यहाँ से, they remain here in this particular region. So to withdraw the army of Russia, US started pressurizing Now, I connect this incident with the Indian freedom struggle also, because here this Pakistan was the part of India at that time, right? And there was the Durand line between the India and Afghanistan initially. Now it is in between Pakistan and Afghanistan, and there is a small connect here. It connect India. In this smaller region, it connect with India. This small connect is also a Durand line. So basically, when Russia was not willing to withdraw from Afghanistan, British government, with the pressure of American government, wanted India to set up few army post where British and American army will be posted on the border line of Pakistan and Afghanistan, the then India, उस समय के इंडिया के रीजन में यहाँ पर. But Nehru was not ready for this, because Nehru at that time was leading the non-alliance movement, and giving this land to the British and American forces, it means that you are aligned towards a power. Non-aligned means हम ना अमेरिका के साथ में खड़े होंगे ना रशिया के साथ में. We are non-aligned with any power, either the power. So Nehru was not ready. And then you see that idea of Pakistan was accepted by the British forces. यहीं से पाकिस्तान का जन्म होता है, because Jinnah was ready to give the land. Fine. So basically, to remove the Russian army from the Afghanistan, they created few militia. Militia means the civilians who involved in the fighting. So the militia is today called Taliban. लोकल लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दिया इन्होंने, और उनको AK-47 तमाम राइफल्स वगैरह दे करके ट्रेनिंग दे करके तैयार किया टू फाइट अगेंस्ट द रशियन आर्मी. सो दीज आर कॉल्ड तालिबान. सम केम इन विद द न्यू फैक्शन, कुछ नई शाखाएं उससे निकली, लाइक अल कायदा, है ना. तो ये सब वही है. So here we see in 1992 Taliban have very smaller control over this Afghanistan. But in 2001, when American forces invaded, so after that fight, Russia went back from Afghanistan, but those fighters of those Talibani fighters were there. अब फाइटर तो फाइटर तैयार कर दिया आपने, करेंगे क्या वो? They said that Afghanistan is ours. हमारा अफगानिस्तान है तो हम ही चलाएंगे इसको. And then Taliban started capturing. एक लंबे टाइम के बाद तालिबान ने कैप्चर कर लिया था पूरा अफगानिस्तान. Fine. So now we see that there is atrocity done by the Taliban. है ना, फीमेल के राइट्स खत्म हो गए पूरी तरीके से. तालिबान वाज क्वाइट ओपन कंट्री. इफ यू गूगल फ्यू पिक्चर्स ऑफ तालिबान, यू सी द वेरी ओपन कल्चर, यूनिवर्सिटीज, स्टडीज वर देयर. बट व्हेन द इस्लामिक ऑर्थोडॉक्स ideology of Taliban was imposed here, all the rights of female were snatched, abolished. People were restricted to the certain task only. और आप देखें आज अफगानिस्तान एक डिस्ट्रॉयड कंट्री है. नाउ बिकॉज अभी इंसिडेंट है, तालिबान अगेन केम इनटू द पावर एंड पीपल लेड देम, दिस पावर लेड देम. ठीक है, ये जो वॉर हो रहा है ना रशिया और यूक्रेन का, देयर वेयर वेस्टर्न पावर आर नॉट सेइंग एनीथिंग. ठीक है, वेस्टर्न पावर ज्यादा कुछ कर नहीं रहे उसमें, बिकॉज हियर रशिया वाज देयर. रशिया यहां पर कुछ नहीं बोला, रशिया भी यहां पर कुछ नहीं बोला. दे सपोर्टेड द तालिबान आल्सो. ठीक है, तो रिपरकशन हम देख सकते हैं. सो इन 2001 नदन अलायंस मींस जो अमेरिका के सपोर्ट से थे, अमेरिका और ब्रिटेन के सपोर्ट से नदन अलायंस धीरे धीरे तालिबान को यहां पे बाहर करना स्टार्ट करते हैं. एंड वी सी इन फ्यू ईयर. ठीक है, तो 1996 में हम देखते हैं कि तालिबान वाज एवरीवेयर. इन पंजशीर छोड़ दें, पंजशीर में जो अभी भी डिस्प्यूट का एरिया बना हुआ है, पंजशीर में छोड़ दें तो पूरी जगह पर तालिबान था. बट when American army penetrated अफगानिस्तान में अमेरिकन आर्मी आई 2001 में नदन अलायंस बना करके, then they conquered this whole area and अफगान गवर्नमेंट was established. ठीक है, यहां पे अफगान गवर्नमेंट बन गई. But we are not entering into the history, we have to see the geography only, geographical location. So this is Afghanistan, which sharing the border with Pakistan, sharing the border with Iran, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, is Tajikistan, and very small border with China also. Remember this thing. Fine. This is the only thing you need to remember here in this picture, that China also share the border with Afghanistan. And India also share the border, but the territory of India which is sharing the border with Afghanistan is actually captured by the Pakistan, which is called POK. So directly we do not have control the border area between the Afghanistan and India, but yes, we claim this our territory, so we'll say that India share border with Afghanistan. Yes, we share border with Afghanistan, though this is disputed. हम क्यों बोले, ठीक है, हम ये क्यों बोले भाई? So it Afghanistan share border with little border with China and a little border stretch with India also. These are the major countries. So Afghanistan have the longest border with Pakistan. Then Iran, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, a small border. Fine. So Turkmenistan. So you can remember these countries. Fine. So Afghanistan basically a landlocked country. Afghanistan depend upon the Iran for their foreign supplies. So it is a landlocked country. East, west, north, south हर तरफ से landlocked country ही है यहाँ पर. Majorly कौन कौन से tribes हैं यहाँ पर, तो हम देखें तो ethnicity में देखें, Pashtun is there, Tajiks are there, Hazaras are there, Uzbek are there. So Pashtun, Uzbek are the major tribe of Afghanistan. आभाष, हेलो, कैसे हो आभाष? Okay, so Pashtun and Uzbek, these are the major tribes. So geographically Afghanistan mostly the mountain rugged terrain है. There is very few area near the Kabul river. Kabul is a river which is tributary of Indus river. There is cultivated land, agriculture can happen, but there are very few area where proper agriculture can happen. That is why invaders from Afghanistan always looking for India. They always wanted to penetrate India, establish their rule, and so many invaders from Ghazni came here. Then Ahmad Shah Abdali. So they keep on invading India through the various passes in Hindu Kush region. So mostly mountain, rugged area. Northern part is almost the cold desert area. Okay? It is dominated by Hindu Kush range. On the western extent, like India mein Himalayas hai. In northern side, it has Pamir, Karakoram mountain region. So most of the region of Afghanistan is not actually productive. Durand line, which is 2670 kilometer line between India, it was basically considered a line between India and Afghanistan, but later on Pakistan came into existence. Then now this line is between Afghanistan and Pakistan, but the small area where India is sharing border with Afghanistan, that is also a Durand line. So yes, we also have small stretch of 40 kilometer of Durand line. So it is legacy of 19th century great game. जब division हुआ था, because these allied power, Britain and America, they basically wanted Afghanistan as a buffer. So this is called the great game between Russia and British Empire, in which Afghanistan was used as a buffer by the British against the fear of Russian expansionism. सो रशिया के एक्सपेंशन के लिए अफगानिस्तान एक बफर के रूप में देखा जाता है, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे ट्रेंड अफगान लड़ाका, अफगान फाइटर्स. So the 7 clause agreement, there is a name called 7 clause agreement, ठीक है, जिसके कारण डूरंड लाइन came into the existence. Fine. So that document is called 7 clause agreement. So China to Afghanistan, the line stretch from border with China to Afghanistan border with Iran. Then it stretched with independence of Pakistan. The Durand line stretched between the Pakistan and Afghanistan. But so many tribes of like Pashtun, they do not accept the Durand line. Pashtun also rejected the Durand line. Many Afghan refused the Durand line. Then again last year Panjshir Valley was in news. Panjshir Valley is basically the valley in Hindu Kush region. This is the Panjshir. Panjshir keep on resisting the expansion of Afghanistan, expansion of this Taliban forces. So it is a valley in central Afghanistan, north of Kabul, in Hindu Kush mountain ranges. It is divided by the Panjshir river. So there is also one river called Panjshir river. Panjshir mountain in the North Kohistan mountains. They are also given the name North Kohistan. The valley is repeatedly played decisive role in, because here mostly the tribals who resist the Taliban forces, and their geographical location is so much closed that it is very hard to Taliban to capture this region. Fine. Now the valley is also known for its emerald production. Emerald, it is a gem, ठीक है, it is a green color gem. Emerald, हिंदी में पन्ना बोलते हैं शायद इसको. Emerald is produced here, which were used for the finance of this whole resistance movement. जितना भी पूरा यहाँ पर पंजशीर के लड़ाकों का मूवमेंट चल रहा था, वो मूवमेंट एमराल्ड के ट्रेड से उसका खर्चा निकलता है, because every movement need money to run. Anyways, we will see the Indian concern in in Afghanistan. So India have invested huge amount of money in Afghanistan, especially building the highways, constructing the dams, and the various other infrastructural things. So there is a reason where India built the road, this road, which is called Jaranj-Dalaram highway. India constructed this highway, Jaranj or Dalaram-Jaranj highway. Dalaram-Jaranj highway. This was constructed by India. This is also called route number 606. This lane, this road, basically connecting Jaranj region in Iran border and Dalaram in Kabul Kandahar highway, is a part of US plan to rebuild Afghanistan. Here India basically invested the huge amount from here Jaranj to Dalaram here. So you see here the semicircular road construction. This is basically the road connecting Herat, Dalaram, Kandahar, Kabul, Mazar-e-Sharif. So this is basically a Garland road. This is also called Garland highway. Prelims point of view, so you can remember Garland highway, Afghanistan Garland highway, which was constructed in 2009. India connected this Garland highway directly from the Iran. This is basically India's contribution connecting Iran directly with the road. And why India connected Iran? Because here in Chabahar port, India built few dockyards and India invested huge amount of money here in Chabahar port. And from the Chabahar port, there is an Iranian highway is there. And there is this highway region, Garland highway, Garland road. So to connect both of them, India built Jaranj, Delaram Highway. So this location you can remember, this is called basically the lifeline. This road is called lifeline of Afghanistan, because the whole trade which coming, because this is a landlocked country, this trade come from outer countries, enter from Iran to this highway region only. So this road constructed in 2009 and it has access to Afghanistan Garland Highway. So ये अफगानिस्तान से सीधे कनेक्ट करता है, which further connect 4 major cities of Afghanistan: Kabul, Kandahar, Herat and Mazar-e-Sharif. So this was very much important. Plus India had very important access from Hormuz Pass. This is Hormuz Strait. From here a lot of amount of petroleum passes through, which goes to India. So if India has access from Chabahar to Afghanistan, then further road, so it was easy to connect with Afghanistan. Otherwise we do not have direct connect to the Afghanistan, because the area where we are sharing border is Afghanistan, captured by Pakistan. So Chabahar Port and Jarans-Delaram Highway was one of the major plan of India to connect with this Afghanistan and counter the Pakistan का जो एक plan था. There was a plan of Pakistan, जो पाकिस्तान चाइना का ग्वादर पोर्ट वाला प्लान है, उसको काउंटर करने के लिए इंडिया का ये प्लान था. बट द होल प्लान फेल्ड. आई डोंट नो हाउ अब तालिबान वर्क्स एंड मे बी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट डेवलप द टाइज बिटवीन. If Taliban run the Afghanistan in a democratic manner, then definitely we can share some ties with them. So Chabahar port was connected with Janram-Delaram highway. Fine. So this is a basically highway. This was the plan of India, that India can connect with this region easily. But all plan is halted. है ना. So geographical location के point of view से आप इसको याद कर सकते हैं. What is at stake in India? एक तो ये हाईवे रूट इंडिया का हाथ से चला गया. The entire project financed by the India, वो सारा इन्वेस्टमेंट चला गया. If we talk about in Kandahar, Kandahar is the second largest city of Afghanistan. This is a hub of marijuana and hashish, afim, opium traded from Kandahar. This city was founded by Alexander the Great in 330. तो ये सिटी जो है ये अलेक्जेंडर द ग्रेट ने फॉर्म की थी, कांधार. हिस्ट्री में हम इसको पढ़ते हैं, मौर्यन एम्पायर के कंट्रोल में रहा है. अशोकास के कुछ पिलर भी हम यहां पर पाते हैं. द बाइलिंगुअल रॉक एडिक्ट्स, रॉक इंस्क्रिप्शंस वेयर ग्रीक एंड आर्माइक्स आर रिटन हियर. सो वी फाइंड सम पिलर्स ऑफ अशोका हियर. देन Kunduz, which is an ancient site. Here we find the Buddha's learning centers are there, remains of Buddha's learning center. It is Kunduz. Kunduz is a site of ancient city, जिसका उस ancient city का नाम था द्रपास्का. तो ये लोकेशन भी आप याद कर सकते हैं, बिकॉज ये लोकेशन तजाकिस्तान एरिया से कनेक्ट होती है. देन देयर इज अ सिटी कॉल्ड हेरात. अफगान इंडिया फ्रेंडशिप डैम AIFD was constructed, जिसका नाम है formerly known as Salma Dam. Salma Dam, this was also constructed by the India in Afghanistan. So Salma Dam is basically located on the Hari River, and the Hari River के नाम पर ही इस province का नाम है हेरात. Fine. Then one more thing was there is Wakhan Corridor. Wakhan Corridor, it is a narrow strip of Afghanistan territory between Pak occupied Kashmir and Tajikistan. Wakhan corridor यहाँ से तजाकिस्तान के लिए जाता है. ठीक है. So this is also one. शाहतूत डैम which was very much in news because यहाँ पर अटैक भी किया था तालिबान ने. So शाहतूत डैम was basically, it was a planning of India to construct a शाहतूत डैम in Kabul river. ठीक है. कंस्ट्रक्शन भी चल रहा था which is halted. So dam constructed would provide safe drinking water to the people of Kabul. So I don't know what is happening right now in Kabul Shatut Dam region, but I feel that this is not fully completed and functional. ठीक है, important mountain passes. So we can see important mountain passes like Khyber Pass. Khyber Pass. It is a mountain pass between Pakistan and Afghanistan border. Fine. जो एंशियंट सिल्क रूट जाता था वो खैबर पास से, सिल्क रूट खैबर पास एक इंपॉर्टेंट चोक पॉइंट था जहां से ये निकलता था. आई शो यू द खैबर पास इन, दिस इज द खैबर पास which was the important point to connect with India. Earlier the Pakistan was India. ठीक है, so this is the Khyber Pass. Few more passes are there like Mintaka Pass. Here it is Mintaka Pass. This is Mintaka Pass. And Parpik Pass. This is the Parpik Pass or Khunjerab Pass. So you can remember few passes. May ask. Khyber is there, which is very much famous. Gomal also. I think these are the negligible passes because here Afghanistan connect with India. Afghanistan connect with India is POK region with Mintaka Pass and Parpik Pass. You can remember these two passes. Fine. So this is all about. Bolan Pass is there, which is near the Pakistan right now. This is the Bolan Pass. ठीक है, these are the few passes you can remember about. Moving on to the next current affair, which is red tide in Florida. What is the meaning of red tide? What is the meaning of red tide? This happened in Gulf of Mexico region. Red tide, basically red tide, it has swept Florida's Gulf of Mexico, killing 1400 tons of fishes around Tampa alone. ठीक है, देयर इज अ रीजन कॉल्ड टम्पा. अभी दिखाता हूं मैं इसको मैप में आपको. ठीक है, सो लास्ट ईयर इट हैपेंड दैट ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ फिशेस, डेड फिशेस वर फ्लोटिंग इन टम्पा कोस्टल रीजन. फाइन, एंड इट इज फाउंड दैट रेड टाइड इज द कॉज. सो व्हाट इज द रेड टाइड बेसिकली? So it is aggravated due to the release of 215 gallons of contaminated water into the Tampa Bay. So it happened because of the contaminated water. So the bacterias who love this contamination, they grow in a very mass scale. And due to those bacteria, the water looks like red. That is why this is called red tide. Fine. So red tide happened due to the contaminated water. Water looked red. So much of bacteria that killed so many fishes. So number of bacteria increases. I show you the map. This is the Gulf of Mexico. Fine. This whole region it is a Gulf of Mexico. It is shared by the Mexico. Here USA is there from the northern side. So this is the largest gulf in the world. Largest gulf in the world. Gulf of Mexico. And there are the few facts are given here. It bound on north of Gulf coast of United States. North में United States है. South west में Mexico है. Fine. Yucatan provinces वगैरह हैं. और इसके साउथ ईस्ट में क्यूबा है. ठीक है, तो थोड़ा इसकी जियोग्राफिकल लोकेशन यू कैन रिमेंबर. फाइन. सो दिस इज गल्फ ऑफ मेक्सिको विच कनेक्ट विद यूकाटन चैनल. यूकाटन चैनल से कनेक्ट विद कैरेबियन रीजन. दिस इज यूकाटन चैनल. यहां से ये कैरेबियन रीजन से निकलता है. ठीक है. So red tide happened in Gulf of Mexico. Next, this is also a location based which was in news, Tungabhadra Dam. Tungabhadra Dam. Where is the Tungabhadra Dam? Where is the Tungabhadra Dam? So this was in news. Tungabhadra is known as Pampa Sagar Dam. अगर इस नेम से भी पूछ ले तो आपको याद होना चाहिए. Tungabhadra Dam, also known as Pampa Sagar Dam, thus constructed across the Tungabhadra River in Karnataka. Tungabhadra River is one of the major tributary of important river in India. कमेंट बॉक्स में कमेंट करके बताइए कि तुंगभद्रा रिवर किसकी ट्रिब्यूटरी है. तुंगभद्रा रिवर किसकी ट्रिब्यूटरी है? सो इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड पंपा सागर. पंपा सागर. इट इज अ मल्टीपर्पज डैम. इट इज अ मल्टीपर्पज डैम सर्विंग इरिगेशन, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी जनरेशन एंड फ्लड कंट्रोल. पंपा सागर डैम. यूपीएससी अगर पूछती है तो इस नाम से पूछेगी, बिकॉज तुंगभद्रा का प्रीवियस नेम वाज पंपा ओनली. Pampa was the previous name of Tungabhadra. Tungabhadra is formed by Tunga and Bhadra, these two rivers. ठीक है? So Tungabhadra is one important tributary of which river? Comment box में comment करके बताइए कि तुंगभद्रा किसकी important tributary है. So here is the Tungabhadra project. ये तुंगभद्रा रिवर जा रही है. टेल मी किसकी ट्रिब्यूटरी है? दिस इज द तुंगभद्रा प्रोजेक्ट. सो तुंगभद्रा, एंशियंट नेम वाज पंपा. इट इज अ ट्रिब्यूटरी ऑफ कृष्णा रिवर. इट इज अ ट्रिब्यूटरी ऑफ कृष्णा रिवर. सो तुंगभद्रा इज रिवर फॉर्म्ड बाय द कॉन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ तुंगा एंड भद्रा. दो रिवर हैं, दे फॉर्म फाइन इन कर्नाटका. इट फ्लो मोस्टली थ्रू इन Karnataka during most of the course before flowing along the border between the Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So ultimately it joined Krishna river. Fine. Which river? It is a tributary of Krishna river. Remember this. Yes, Mridul, your answer is right. Tributary of Krishna river. Fine. So remember the Tungabhadra Dam or the Pampa Dam. Okay. Other tributaries of Tungabhadra, it's Varda, Hagari, Handri. You can remember these rivers from prelims point of view. Harada, Hagari and Handri. These are the main tributaries of Tungabhadra. So that becomes sub-tributaries to the Krishna river. Fine. And Tungabhadra river, Tungabhadra and the Krishna is also known form the Raichur Doaba. They form the Raichur Doaba. एक तरफ से तुंगभद्रा है, एक तरफ से कृष्णा है, तो बीच में ट्रायंगुलर द्वाबा बनता है. That is called Raichur Doaba. Raichur Doaba is very much fertile and productive. Earlier in medieval time, the kingdom of Bahmani and Vijayanagar used to fight for the Raichur Doaba, because this was very much productive. Fine. Harihar, Hospet, Hampi, these Kurnool are the major urban center on the river. Next current affair is related to a glacier which was in news. So one glacier in Janskar Valley region have been observed that it is retreating very fast. So that is why this glacier was in news. And the glacier, the name of the glacier is Pensilungpa Glacier. Pensilungpa Glacier, important for prelims. Pensilungpa Glacier. Pensilungpa Glacier located in Ladakh, Janskar Valley. The river flow between Ladakh and Janskar. Indus River flow between Ladakh and Janskar. So this glacier is basically located in Janskar Valley. Pensilungpa Glacier. It is retreating due to increase in temperature and decrease in precipitation. So precipitation or snowfall decreasing and temperature increasing, that is why this glacier is retreating in very fast manner, and it is expected it may vanish also very soon. ये खत्म भी हो जाएगा ये glacier. So about the Pensilungpa Glacier. Pensilungpa Glacier is located in the north west corner of Janskar Valley. So this is in Janskar Valley. Janskar Valley stretch from Ladakh to the Himachal. Spiti Valley है, Spiti Valley तक, हिमाचल की Spiti Valley तक इसका लद्दाख रेंज, sorry, Karakoram, Ladakh and Janskar. There are the three ranges. So here the Karakoram, Ladakh and the Janskar. So Janskar goes from Ladakh to हिमाचल प्रदेश. तो जानस्कर रेंज जो है वो लद्दाख प्रोविंस, लद्दाख टेरिटरी में है इंडिया में. सो द मेजर पार्ट ऑफ हियर ग्लेशियर इज एब्लेटिंग. एब्लेशन का मतलब होता है ग्लेशियर का नीचे से टूटना. फाइन. फ्रॉम द स्नाउट ऑफ दिस ग्लेशियर रिवर सुरु ओरिजिनेट होती है, विच इज वन ऑफ द ट्रिब्यूटरी ऑफ इंडस रिवर. फाइन. ये ट्रिब्यूटरी है इंडस रिवर की, यहां से सुरु रिवर ओरिजिनेट होती है. सो इफ ग्लेशियर वैनिश, रिवर विल ऑल्सो वैनिश. जानस्कर वैली में ड्राइनेस बढ़ जाएगा. व्हाट इज जानस्कर रेंज? सो जानस्कर रेंज इज माउंटेन रेंज. दिस इज बेसिकली ट्रांस हिमालयन रेंज. जानस्कर रेंज इज अ ट्रांस हिमालयन रेंज. ट्रांस हिमालयन रेंज जानस्कर, विच इज इन लद्दाख प्रोविंस ऑफ इंडिया. इट ऑल्सो सेपरेट किन्नौर. ये किन्नौर रीजन है. किन्नौर फ्रॉम स्पीति. किन्नौर और स्पीति हिमाचल में भी इसका एक्सटेंशन है. So this is not only, Janskar range is not only in Ladakh province of India, but it is also in state of Himachal Pradesh also. So geologically, Janskar range is a part of Tethian Himalayas, or you can say the Trans Himalayas, or you can say the Janskar range are formed by the sediments of Tethys Ocean. Sediments of Tethys Ocean. Do like and share the video. Okay, so because Pensilunga Glacier is retreating very fast, it is expected that this glacier may vanish till the time of 2050. 2050 तक इसके खत्म होने की संभावनाएं हैं. Fine. So the average elevation of Janskar is 6,000 meter. Eastern part is known as Rupshu, जहां पर हाइट इसकी जो है वो ईस्टर्न साइड में ज्यादा है, एंड हाइट वी फाइंड 23,000 फीट. यहां पर एक पीक है जिसका नाम है नुनकुन पीक. नुनकुन पीक विच इज इन तिब्बत रेंज, तिब्बत रीजन. देयर इज अ पास, इंपॉर्टेंट पास इज मार्बल पास. Marble Pass and many other passes which connect Ladakh and the Kashmir, which is in Janskar range. So remember this Marble Pass which connect Ladakh and Kashmir Valley. Fine. And this is in Janskar range. Then one more pass you have heard about, Jojila, which is on 13,000 feet की height पर है. This is northern west part of Janskar. So Jojila, जेट से Janskar, जेट से Jojila. तो ये भी उसी का पार्ट है. मेनी रिवर विच आर फ्लोइंग थ्रू एंड ज्वाइन द इंडस रिवर विच ओरिजिनेट फ्रॉम जानस्कर रीजन, लाइक हनले रिवर, खुरना रिवर, जानस्कर itself a river name also, Suru river also join the Indus and Shingo river. So you can remember these names. See, generally we do not find these names in the common book of history or the books which you buy from the market, but when it comes to current affair it become a matter of deep study. और यूपीएससी यहां से क्वेश्चन पूछेगी, then you will say that ओहो मेरा तो नहीं फंसा, मेरे मटेरियल से तो नहीं आया. So because current affair is important. Okay, moving towards September 2021 current affair. So one project Government of India approved in September 2021 and the name of the project is DRIP project. DRIP project. Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Project. So what is the purpose of DRIP? Because dams are something which always face and create problems. It is also said by our former Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru that dams are the temples of India, but all the dams, most of the dam, I say most of the dam in India are older than 50 to 100 years. and they have finished their lifespan, but still those dams are working, like Mulla Periyar Dam, Idukki Dam. So those dams are working. Dams basically faces regular siltation, regular sediment deposition. So because if sediment pressure is there, chances of breaking a dam is much more higher. So cleaning of sediment is a regular task. Fine. And it is said that 80% of the population in India somewhere living the downstream of the dams, living somewhere in the downstream of the dam. Fine. Like in Uttar Pradesh also, there are multiple dams in Nepal region which India built. In Himachal Pradesh, in Uttarakhand, there are so many dams. If these dams are broken, sudden flash flood will happen and everything will vanish. So it is very much required that we protect our dam, we repair our dam. That is why Government of India came up with DRIP project, and this is the second phase of DRIP project. DRIP, DRIP, Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Project. So government have signed up $250 million loan agreement with World Bank. So remember this, who's funding here? World Bank is funding. And this is the second phase of DRIP project. This is not the first phase, this is the second phase of DRIP project, Dam Rehabilitation and Improvement Project. This is second phase. So first phase already over. The first phase DRIP program, which covered 223 dams in 7 states, have been closed in March 2021. So this is in news because first phase is closed. Now the new phase, second phase have started and initiated. So we definitely expect one question from this DRIP project. So in order to carry forward the momentum gained through the first phase, DRIP phase 2 is launched. Now, key feature, what is the key feature of DRIP? First thing, it is financed by the World Bank, and AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, which is a China-led bank. So they also have invested some amount of money here. Okay? It is not only World Bank, but it is AIIB, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. इसमें ज़्यादातर पैसा चाइना का है. India is also the part of AIIB. So with $250 million, which will cover 19 other states and the other dam which were not covered under the first phase. So this scheme specially focusing on mitigation of risk and dam failure. Because इंडिया में जितने भी डैम है वो रिस्क कैटेगरी में है. 90% डैम्स आर ओवर एज डैम और वो कभी भी टूट सकते हैं, तो उनका मेंटेनेंस वेरी मच इंपॉर्टेंट. बिकॉज we largely depend upon the hydroelectricity, we largely depend upon the dams for the irrigation purpose, so we cannot shut down these dams overnight. So we have to maintain them, है ना, इनका overhauling करनी है so that कोई casualty ना होने पाए. So structure as well as non-structural measures will be physically checked. Structure आसपास का जो रीजन है वो चेक किया जाएगा. ऑपरेशन मेंटेनेंस एंड मैनुअल इमरजेंसी एक्शन प्लान भी बनाया जाएगा. दिस प्रोग्राम कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स द प्रोविजंस विच वर अर्लियर. जो पुराने प्रोविजंस हैं वही डैम सेफ्टी बिल 2019 के प्रोविजंस इसमें इंप्लाई होंगे. ठीक है, तो इसको आप याद रखिएगा. डैम सेफ्टी बिल 2019 में आया था. Last year I taught dam safety bill in the current affair classes, but this year I don't think dam safety bill directly can come into the examination. So the places in news, few places I would like to tell you, like China has opened first railroad transport link between the Myanmar and China. So Myanmar and China are coming close together, and here one road link is opened between Myanmar and China. So where is this place basically? So from Yangon to Chengdu in China. Yangon to Chengdu. So the first shipment of newly launched, here you can see Chengdu, Yangon. This railroad connectivity started between China and Myanmar. So this is the first time when China has built up railroad both. Otherwise, China had road connectivity with Pakistan, which is CPEC corridor. Fine, but with Myanmar, it has both. So from Yangon to the border commercial hub of Chengdu, China, new railroad means कुछ एरिया तक रेल होगी, कुछ एरिया तक रोड होगी. Railroad transport channel, and it has opened the gateways Indian Ocean region में. Fine. So अब ये बनाया क्यों गया है वो भी मैं आपको अभी बताता हूँ. Why? What is the purpose and what are the benefit for China here? Why China is investing so much amount of money here? Fine. So this new trade corridor or passage connect the logistic line between China, Myanmar and Singapore. China, Myanmar and Singapore. Basically, China likes to connect with Singapore directly. That is why it has built up, because China do not share very good relationship with neighboring countries like Thailand, Vietnam. China do not have good relationship with them. So the only thing, because Myanmar is unrest, China from the back door funding the military of Myanmar, and China एहसान करता है, फिर उस एहसान का फायदा भी लेता है. ठीक है. So just a minute. So a new trade corridor connecting Singapore, Myanmar and China. So you remember the strategic point of view here. UPSC may ask from the strategy. China किससे connect होना चाहता है यहाँ पर, and is currently the most convenient land and sea channel linking the Indian Ocean from southwest side of China. The southern side of China is not directly connected to the Indian Ocean. China here not connected with the Indian Ocean. So to increase the Chinese role in Indian Ocean, China is doing so. Fine. And the word is called, the trade route also, it's called Malacca dilemma. Here the Malacca dilemma. What is Malacca dilemma? Fine. What is Malacca dilemma? So it is a term that represents the potential factor that could hinder Chinese economic development through choking oil import. अब यहाँ पे एक पॉलिसी इंडिया ने बनाई थी, because India share good relationship with Singapore, Malaysia. These regions of are Malaysia. ठीक है. So from here, huge amount of oil passes through. This is the Malacca Strait. This region is called Malacca Strait or Singapore Strait. From here, so many ships passes. Oil tankers जो है वो यहाँ से pass होकर के China जाते हैं. ठीक है. So China is afraid if this region is choked. If this region is choked, basically, so which is the alternate from where China get the oil. So this basically Yangon and Chengdu connectivity between Myanmar and China going to be an alternative of Malacca Strait. So that is why this is called Malacca dilemma of China. Malacca dilemma. So remember this term, UPSC may ask the term Malacca dilemma. Fine. So the Malacca dilemma is term that represent the Chinese fear basically. जहां पर चाइना को लगता है कि इंडिया एंड countries like America who are not share very good relationship with China may hamper this region. So the strategic location of Malacca Strait falls between the Sumatra Island, Malayan Peninsula and Singapore. Alternate route. So this is basically the alternate route like Sunda Strait, Lombok Strait, Makassar Strait. These are the straits which are there in alternate. But Here China also do not share very good relationship with these countries like Indonesia. Fine. So these alternate routes have been proven dissatisfactory for China. Dissatisfactory, as the former is shallow and latter one are longer route. Fine. लॉन्गर रूट, लंबा रूट हो जाएगा, ऑयल की कॉस्ट बढ़ जाएगी, ये सब चीजें यहां पर चाइना को फेस करनी पड़ सकती है. सो दैट इज वाई चाइना इज फाइंडिंग आउट अ स्मॉलर रूट. अब अगर म्यांमार से ही एंट्री चाइना को हो जाएगी, दैट विल बी द स्मॉलर रूट. दिस इज अ लॉन्गर रूट. इफ इट गोज फ्रॉम द सुंडा स्ट्रेट, दिस इज सुंडा स्ट्रेट which basically connect to Sumatra and Java. Fine. So if it goes from here, it will be the longer route. Strait of Malacca, this is also longer, and if it is choked, it is very, very tough for China. Fine. So that is why this Yangon and Chengdu railroad connectivity was developed by China. So this is current affair of IR, you can. So while writing few answers about India-China challenges, so you can quote this also in mains examination. Next prelim point of view, one volcano was in news, and this volcano is Fukutoku Okanabo. Fine. अब ऐसा नाम मिलेगा तो you can easily guess that this volcano belongs to the Japan. Fukutoku Okanabo. Fine. So these kind of volcano, नेम से ही पता चल जाएगा, these are Japanese volcano. So you need to know the location where they are situated. Fukutoku volcano exploded recently, sending a thick plume of smoke in the sky. So according to NASA, this was one of the only type of rock that could float due to a combination of surface tension and the many air-filled holes. इसमें से जो लावा निकल रहा है, मींस द लावा कमिंग आउट ऑफ दिस वोल्केनो, द स्टोन और द आफ्टर कूलिंग ऑफ द लावा, द स्टोन विच इज फॉर्म्ड कैन फ्लोट इनटू द ओशन. जैसे राम सेतु बनाया गया होगा जैसे स्टोन से, दैट काइंड ऑफ स्टोन. सो नासा हैव सेड दैट प्यूमिक काइंड ऑफ स्टोन फॉर्म्ड बाय दिस lava which is coming out of Fukutoku. It is a submarine volcano. One more thing you need to remember, this volcano is not completely out of the ocean, it is submerged in the ocean. So this is a submarine volcano. That is a part of volcano island of Bonin Island of Japan. There is chain of island which is Bonin Island in Japan. So here is the Fukutoku. This is Fukutoku Okanabo, which is basically far from the mainland of Japan. Japan का जो mainland island है, there are 4 mainland island. I show you the map here. So the mainland island are different, like Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu. These are the 4 mainland islands. Apart from them, Japan has control in various islands in the Pacific Ocean side, like Izu Islands, fine, Bonin Island, Okinawa Islands. So these are the reason where Japan also have control. Fine. So on the Bonin side, from here, Fukutoku Okanabo is situated in this belt here. Fine. So you can remember them. These are the submarine. This is submarine island. Clear? So you can remember. What is Bonin Island? Bonin Island, also known as Ogasawara Island. But Bonin is a simple name. You can easily remember. Okay? So this island is basically a archipelago. Archipelago means so many islands. So it is an archipelago of over 30 subtropical and tropical island in northwestern part of Pacific Ocean. So these are in Pacific Ocean, south of the main Japan archipelago. I told you the southern side of Japan. Fine. And they have three larger group of island, cluster group of islands which comes in Bonin Island, like Mukojima, Chichijima and Hahajima. So you can easily remember the Jima. Jima is common everywhere. And Mukojima, Chichijima, Hahajima. So these islands are the part of Bonin Island. So Mukojima mein bhi there are small islands. Chichijima mein bhi there are small. So this is archipelago which have three major island lines. Fine. So you can remember this. UPSC may ask such magical questions. Clear? Rakesh, khush rahiye Rakesh. Keep on studying everybody. I am telling you these 15 days, ये जो मैं classes run कर रहा हूँ, these 15 days will definitely change your result. If you are on the brink, like if you are going to score not more than 80 to 90 marks, 70, 80 marks in between. So this will boost your 10, 20 marks. This 15 days will definitely boost your 10, 20 marks. One thing. Fine. And if you are qualifying enough, then the whole exercise will be a revision exercise for you. Fine. Next current affair. Kwekertak. There is a word Kwekertak. Avanar lek. Kwekertak. Kwekertak. Why this reason is news? A team of Arctic researchers की एक टीम, वही जो हम अभी बात कर रहे थे लास्ट आइस एरिया के बारे में, उसी से रिलेटेड है. They found that Kwekertak Island, Kwekertak is basically an island of Greenland के ऊपर की तरफ है, नॉर्थ में. A team of Arctic researchers have accidentally discovered and they believe the Kwekertak Island is basically the northernmost island located in Greenland coast. Greenland coast. So I show you the map first. So this is basically Greenland. North of Greenland, this is called the northernmost land. After that, Arctic Ocean is there and there is no land till the northern pole. Fine. So this area is considered as the northernmost point, northernmost land point. But now one more island is found in north side, which is called Kwekertak Island, and it is believed the northernmost land point of northern hemisphere. Fine. So Kwekertak, remember the Kwekertak is within the Arctic Circle of and the northern tip of Greenland. It is a part of Greenland. Greenland के north में है, and it has now become the new northernmost piece of land on the earth. सबसे उत्तरी land piece बना है ये. Earlier it was Odak. Earlier it was Odak, which is recognized as northernmost land point. Now Kwekertak has become the northernmost land point. Remember this, Kwekertak has become. So these words, keep on writing these words. पूरा लिखने का जरूरत नहीं, पर ये words लिखते जाइएगा. ठीक है? Keep on writing these words which I am indicating for prelims examination. Fine? Okay. So Kwekertak is now northernmost point, and Kwekertak is a part of Greenland. Remember this. Earlier it was Odak. Now Kwekertak. Earlier it was Odak here. There is one more island discovered north of Odak. So this become the northernmost land point. And this is a Greenland controlled by Denmark. So Kwekertak also become the point of. Here is Odak situated, but some island is discovered in here. Fine. Chalo. Moving ahead. Greenland. You all know about the Greenland. Greenland is in Arctic Ocean region, located between the Arctic Ocean and the North Atlantic. है ना, Arctic and North Atlantic के बीच में ये एक island region है. Okay, it is the largest island in the world, and continuous ice sheet. 84% of the land in Greenland is frozen and permafrost, 84% land. So the Greenland site is a Greenland plate, which is a part of North American plate. It is a part of North American plate, not European plate. Fine. So geologically, if you see the geologically, Greenland is a part of North American plate. Fine. Greenland is an extension of Canadian shield. इसके वेस्ट में कनाडा है. It is basically earlier Greenland was connected to the Canada. From this side, Greenland was connected to the Canada, but it removed due to the magma activity. Fine. One more location you need to remember from prelims point of view is Mashira. 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 This is also location based question. Location based topic. Where is the Mashira? Basically, one incident happened. Mashira is an island controlled by the Oman. One incident happened where one ship was attacked, and US said this ship was attacked by the Iran. So automatically the location come in the news. So an Israeli oil tanker, Israel का एक oil tanker था. That oil tanker was attacked near the Mashira, which is the island of Oman. And US said, US and Israel both said this is attacked by the Iran, because there is a tension between US and Iran, and Israel support the US part. So it is on the coast, mainland coast, near the mainland coast there is an island. This is called Mashira Jazira. Jazira in Arabic called island को Jazira बोलते हैं in Arabic. So it is east coast of mainland Oman and in Arabian Sea. This is largest island of the country. Oman के पास में कई सारे छोटे बड़े island हैं, and this is the largest island of Oman. So this is the eastern side of Oman, and in between the water body is called Mashira Channel. This is called Mashira Channel. Mashira Channel. This is Mashira Channel, and this is Mashira Island. Fine. So if we look in the larger map, this is Oman, and in near the Oman there is a small island. This is called Mashira. So this is very near to the Oman, controlled by Oman. So you can remember this location also. Fine. Because why it is important? Because from Mashira port, gas supply also come to the Kandla port. So Mashira is connected with the India for the gas supply. Fine. One topic coming from the oceanography and Atlantic meridional overturning circulation. This is related to the oceanography and the climate of the world. AMOC is the activity happened in ocean. Atlantic means Atlantic Ocean. Meridional means marine means ocean. Overturning circulation, that means this is related to the circulation of ocean current. Ocean currents. Fine. Ocean currents. So we have to understand this whole phenomena, and this may come in the geography, and this is important not only for prelims but mains also. This may come into the mains examination also. Fine. So Atlantic meridional overturning circulation is what and why it is in news. It is said in a recent study that AMOC is losing the stability. So we will first understand the context why it came in news. So modeling studies shown that AMOC shutdown will cool the northern hemisphere and decrease the rainfall over Europe. It is said that it will decrease the rainfall over Europe, and it has its impact over the climate of India also. So we will understand what is AMOC. Fine. So first I show you a map first. So AMOC, a large system of ocean current. AMOC is large system of ocean current. Basically the Atlantic Ocean, we are talking about here Atlantic Ocean. Atlantic Ocean. So it is Atlantic branch of ocean conveyor belt or the thermocline circulation. So first we will brush up the basics of ocean current. Fine. So would like to take you to the first you see the map. Okay. Can you see the map properly? Now, here we see there are multiple ocean currents are in the ocean, and we have studied multiple ocean current, like in Atlantic Ocean the currents are different, but we find two kind of current. One is warm current and the cold current. And how these currents are generated, I'll tell you in short. First thing is that see, all the warm currents are originated from where? They are originated from the tropical region. They originate from the warmer part of the earth, and here the temperature is maximum in this region. So water is heated up. Here. So it is not only the water heating. We know that from here warm current is generated, and from the polar region cold currents are generated, because here water is cold here. So we see multiple of currents traveling on the surface and subsurface level of the ocean, surface and subsurface. But these all currents are somewhere or the other, ये कहीं ना कहीं ये सभी करंट जो है वो आपस में कनेक्टेड है. फाइन, somewhere or the other these all currents are connected. Now I'll show you this connected map. The map I'm showing you, these all currents are basically connected. The warm current, cold current, all are connected. Here I show you that the map which I'm showing here is a conveyor belt of ocean current. What ocean current do basically? Ocean current regulate the ocean temperature, distribute the nutrients of the ocean to the various place, maintain the supply of oxygen, because ocean current basically mix the water. If water is keep on flowing and mix up, the nutrient level, oxygen level and temperature density maintain in the ocean. And as we know that nature has its own rule, that nature try to balance the things. In nature we find everything is circular. In natural activity there is no triangular activity, there is no square shape activity, everything is circular. Fine, nature में सब कुछ circular चलता है. Similarly, all the circulation of ocean water, whether it is warm current or cold current, they are connected. Fine. Now I tell you how. अब देखो बहुत सारे फैक्टर हैं, there are various factors we need to understand. First, that earth is rotating. Do you believe this? Yes, you believe or not, earth is rotating. So when something rotates on the equator side, there is a bulge. Rotating earth अपने आप फैल जाती है. That is why we see the radius in the equator region is 40 km more than the radius to the polar region. Fine. So from here everything expand, not only the whole earth but water is also expanded. So if we see the ocean level, we find that ocean water in equator region, ocean water is in equator region almost 8 to 10 meter, 8 to 10 meter, always higher. यहाँ पर water अपने आप 8 से 10 मीटर उठ जाता है, because earth is rotating. Fine, earth is rotating. Like there is a rotating disk and you stand, the probability is that you will throw, disk is rotating, you will throw out of, there is a centripetal and centrifugal force. So due to the centrifugal effect, the water is bulged 8 to 10 meter, 8 to 10 meter higher than the polar region. So gradually from equator to polar region, water level goes down. So there is a slope. There is a slope from equator to polar region. There is a slope. So if there is slope, water will flow from this higher to lower region. True or false? True. Fine. So the rotation of earth also affect the motion of the water. That means it is also going to affect the motion of ocean current. Very few know that this is also the cause of warm ocean current, because this is not given to the books which are cut, copy, paste book or the material in the market. So remember this thing also, that rotation of the earth create a bulge, and the bulge is 8 to 10 meter higher in the ocean. Ocean water 8 से 10 मीटर ऊपर होता है इक्वेटर का in comparison to the subtropical and polar. Fine. So this also create a slope, और slope से water इधर की तरफ जाएगा. Now one thing, another thing is that in equatorial and tropical region temperature is always high. So the heated water create temperature in equatorial region is high. So water is heated and there is a nature. Temperature always travel from the high to low temperature. Fine. So temperature goes from equator to the polar region. So this basically create what? Warm current. High temperature here create the warm current, and water with temperature travel from equator to polewards, and this also face the Coriolis effect. That is why a clockwise kind of motion we see here. Fine. So let's suppose this water is going from here, from equator to pole. The water is going from equator to pole. The warm current, this red is called warm, and this red is surface water, whereas blue is subsurface water, जो नीचे की तरफ ट्रेवल कर रहा है. ठीक है, ब्लू वाला नीचे की तरफ ट्रेवल कर रहा है. Because in the ocean we see few layers, like upper layer of almost 10 to 200 meter. Here sunlight directly penetrate, and this is called photic layer, where sunlight is there. Then there will be a less sunlight zone. This is called thermocline. This is called thermocline. So thermocline is where temperature decreases very fast, because very less sunlight is there. Very small amount of sunlight penetrate to thermocline region. So in thermo means temperature, cline means decline. So temperature decline here. And then we have here aphotic zone or abyssal zone, which is completely dark. Here the water is very cold, very thanda water. Rate of decline in temperature is highest in here. सबसे तेजी से temperature decline करेगा thermocline में, then temperature will stable. So here the temperature is the lowest in aphotic zone. Fine. So the motion of ocean water, basically the warm current move in this zone and cold current move in this zone. So this circulation keep on continuing. Now, one more thing. This warm current, water is warm, fine. Evaporation also happen, and when water is warm up, evaporation happen. Water is evaporated, not the salt. So the amount of salt here in the ocean is high because water is continuously. So density is also Fine. Density. So density means salinity is also high. Salinity in the ocean is also high. Remember the word salinity. Fine. So salinity in the tropical region is also high. Like salinity of Red Sea is high. Fine. So salinity is also high. Salinity means the density of the water is high. So we see that there is salinity change and temperature change. Fine. So these two factors become the cause of ocean current primarily. So here the salinity is high. So always less saline water move towards high saline water. Fine. So this water goes towards the polar region due to the higher temperature. And when it reaches here, okay, when water is displaced from this region to this region, that means quantity of water is less here now because water is traveling towards north. नॉर्थ की तरफ वाटर जा रहा है, इधर सदर्न साइड में साउथ की तरफ वाटर जा रहा है. फाइन. व्हेन वाटर इज मूविंग एंड हियर वाटर इज हाई, ज्यादा हाइट है वाटर की, ठीक है, तो ये ऐसे ट्रेवल कर रहा है वाटर. मींस वाटर इज डिस्प्लेस्ड फ्रॉम द ट्रॉपिकल रीजन टू द पोलर रीजन ऑन द सरफेस लेवल, ऊपर ऊपर, ठीक है. व्हेन वाटर गोज हियर इट इज कूल डाउन, ठंडा हो जाएगा. व्हेन वाटर इज कूल डाउन एंड इट हैज हाई सैलिनिटी, बिकॉज यहां इवेपोरेशन ज्यादा हुआ है, नमक ज्यादा है, देन वाटर गोज हियर एंड द वाटर गोज टू द पोलर साइड, हैव हायर सैलिनिटी. कोल्ड वाटर हैव हाई सैलिनिटी इज व्हाट? इज हेवी वाटर. द वाटर गोज हियर इज द हेवी वाटर. फाइन. हेवी वाटर. Here Arctic region is there, here Antarctic region is there, where various glaciers and icebergs are. Iceberg melt and they keep on supplying the fresh water. So largely here the fresh water supply is high in the polar region. That means the density of water, normally the density of water is low here, but the high saline and warm water when reaches to this region, this is the denser water, and dense water will subside. भारी चीज क्या होगी? अंदर चली जाएगी. So the amount of water goes here will subside inside in thermocline zone. In thermocline zone. Fine. And from here, this will travel towards again here. Fine. So this circulation is basically happening in all the ocean. This called thermohaline circulation. Thermohaline circulation. Thermohaline means density. Haline means salt. So salt में difference की वजह से जो circulation हो रहा है, that is thermohaline circulation. This is basically called the conveyor belt of the earth. This movement, this thermohaline circulation is the conveyor belt of the earth, and the water moving here, this is called meridional circulation. This whole circulation is called meridional circulation. ये मैं एक बार में आपको सारा circulation बता रहा हूं, which is happening inside the ocean. ओशन के नीचे वाले लेयर में हो रहा है. ऊपर वाला तो हमको दिखता है, पर नीचे वाला, ठीक है. सो द ओशन करंट whom we study separately are basically not separated from each other. They are not basically separated. Fine. So what is meridional circulation? Fine. So it's the largest system of ocean current. I showed the largest system. It is Atlantic branch of ocean conveyor belt of or the thermohaline circulation. वो जो सिर्फ Atlantic Ocean का जो मैंने शो किया था उसको आप देखें. How it work? It is characterized by northward flow of warm and salty water. Northward, north की तरफ warm and salty water travel कर रहे, upper surface पर, ऊपर की तरफ. Northward, salty water in upper layer of Atlantic Ocean, and southward flow of cold deep water. So if this is the earth and here the Atlantic Ocean, So there is a northward flow of warm water on the upper layer and the subsurface layer southward flow of cold water, and this is connected. ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है, ऊपर से ऊपर का वाटर इधर जा रहा है, फिर वो सिंक हो रहा है अंदर की तरफ, फिर इधर आ रहा है. सो दिस होल सर्कुलेशन एंड द व्हाई वाटर इज कमिंग दिस साइड, इक्वेटर की तरफ क्यों आ रहा है नीचे से? बिकॉज इक्वेटर का वाटर डिस्प्लेस हो रहा है. तो ऑलवेज नेचर क्या करती है? बैलेंस करने की कोशिश करती है. तो यहां का जो वाटर डिस्प्लेस हुआ उसकी जगह पर नया वाटर आएगा ऊपर. ठीक है, दैट इज व्हाई द सर्कुलेशन कीप ऑन कंटिन्यू. So this is basically a circle. This is basically a chain. Fine. So AMOC is what? Atlantic Ocean का पूरा एक conveyor belt है. This is AMOC. So AMOC carries warm water from the tropical towards the northern hemisphere. Tropic का warm water northern hemisphere की तरफ shift होता है. So इससे क्या फायदा होता है? इससे फायदा ये होता है that warm water, when warm water goes to northern hemisphere, various places of Europe get rainfall. Warm water evaporate, formation of cloud happens, and they cause the rainfall in Britain, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Iceland. In all the region, rainfall happens. But if this is weak and slow, the rainfall in European region will reduce. Fine. Now, AMOC carries warm water in northern hemisphere. It then returned to the tropic and then to the South Atlantic as the bottom current. नीचे से साउथ की तरफ आ जाएगी. From there it is distributed to all ocean basin via Atlantic circumpolar current. ठीक है, वो सारी करंट्स आपस में एक दूसरे से कनेक्टेड है. As warm water flows northward in Atlantic, it cools while evaporation increase its salt content. इवेपोरेशन होता है, ठीक है, धीरे धीरे इवेपोरेशन होता है, उससे क्लाउड बनते हैं, सॉल्ट कंटेंट और इंक्रीज होता है एंड वाटर कम डाउन. सो द लो टेम्परेचर एंड हाई सॉल्ट कंटेंट रेज द डेंसिटी ऑफ द वाटर, कॉजिंग इट टू सिंक डीप इनटू द ओशन. एज आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू, द कोल्ड डेंस वाटर डीप बिलो स्प्रेड साउथवर्ड, फिर वो साउथवर्ड आता है. इवेंचुअली इट गेट पुल्ड बैक to the surface and warm again and the circulation is complete. फिर से ऊपर आएगा और फिर warm होगा, फिर जाएगा. So this keep on happening continuously, ये चलता रहता है and this is called Atlantic meridional circulation. Fine. So here it is going like this. यहां जाकर के नीचे subside करता है. अब now here you can see Britain is there, Norway, Sweden is there, Denmark is there, Iceland is there. These all regions get rainfall from the warm water supplied by this circulation. Then again it sink and come as a various cold current, Labrador current, Canary current. There are various cold current comes. So this is basically one conveyor belt from where we get the rainfall. Fine. Especially the European region को rainfall. What is the importance of AMOC? AMOC aid the distribution of heat. हीट का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन होता है एंड एनर्जी अराउंड द ओशन. फाइन. सो हीट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करता है, सारी करंट हीट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करते हैं. सो वेस्टर्न यूरोप्स क्लाइमेट is less harsh in winter. Western European region like Britain lies, if you see the latitudinal location of Britain and Siberia is similar, but Siberia is frozen but Britain is not frozen. So the habitable condition in Britain happens only due to the warm current of AMOC. Fine. So less harsh in winter because of the AMOC, which is separately called Gulf Stream. Gulf Stream is a part of AMOC. AMOC is the whole circulation, and we have given small name. Countries given the name. जो warm water बह रहा है, countries have given a separate name. Like similar current named in upper side with different name. Fine. It act as a carbon sink also. AMOC, it act as a carbon sink also. This is very important to remember from environmental point of view. So carbon sink by absorbing the storing atmospheric carbon, because here due to the MOC nutrient are rotated, where nutrient is high, phytoplanktons are high, and these phytoplankton, while performing photosynthesis, absorb the carbon. So this become a carbon sink also. AMOC is carbon sequestration. The carbon they sequester is called blue carbon. The AMOC carbon sequestration has significant implication for evolution of anthropogenic global warming. Fine. So there is a concern, AMOC slow hoga to carbon sequestering bhi slow hoga. So AMOC has undergone exceptional weakening from last 150 years. Last 150 years as compared to the last 1500 years. 150 साल में ज़्यादा changes हम देख रहे हैं because industrial revolution happened, industrialization in throughout the country, coal burning, right? Global warming, we are seeing all these issues. Climate model suggests that AMOC will weaken over 21st century as greenhouse gases increase. When greenhouse gas increase, the whole environment will be warm. But right now we see tropical region is much warm and temperate region less warm. So that is why temperature difference and water travel from high temperature to low temperature. But if there is no temperature difference, water will not travel. AMOC will slow down. So circulation water में नहीं होगा, nutrient circulation नहीं होगा, fish will die gradually. So this is because as the atmosphere warm, the surface ocean beneath it retain more of its heat. ठीक है? जितना वार्मर होगा, water heat को absorb करता रहता है. So now the thermohaline zone will extend. अभी water हमारा 100-200 मीटर तक, but if there is a very less difference in the pressure, almost similar pressure, wind will not move. Similarly, okay. So what I was saying that if there is no temperature difference ज्यादा नहीं रहेगा तो इसका स्पीड कम हो जाएगा, है? So it depends on the temperature difference. So this is because of the atmosphere warms. Global warming is one such cause which is basically loosening the speed of. So all these changes make ocean water lighter and reduce the sinking. ओशन वाटर टेम्परेचर ज्यादा होगा तो ओशन वाटर लाइट होगा एंड सिंकिंग जो है वो नहीं होगी बिकॉज ओशन वाटर कूल नहीं होगा. सो वी विल सी एज एन रिजल्ट वी विल सी अ वीक AMOC विल ब्रिंग लेस वार्म वाटर टू द नॉर्थवर्ड. इधर वार्म वाटर कम आएगा तो रेनफॉल विल रिड्यूस इन द यूरोपियन साइड एंड दिस इज बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रीन हाउस गैसेस. So as greenhouse gas increase, global warming will increase. What are the likely effect of AMOC slowdown? Effect क्या होगा? Gulf Stream which goes from the North America towards the polar region. Gulf Stream, which is a part of AMOC, is a warm current responsible for the mild climate in eastern coast of North America and Europe, western coast of Europe. Fine. So if it is not running very fast, Gulf Stream is slower, that this will be very cold for the Europe. वाटर मूव नहीं करेगा. AMOC स्लो डाउन का मतलब है वाटर मूव नहीं करेगा. This would cool the northern hemisphere and decrease the rainfall over Europe. This can also have effect on the El Nino. How this can affect on the El Nino? El Nino event will vanish because all the water are warm. El Nino is a warm event. It will decrease marine productivity because water is not mixed. Marine productivity will reduce in northern Atlantic Ocean. Less sinking will lead to the less mixing of water. It can bring more storm in northern ocean because water is warm, so cyclone will happen. In tropical region, the number of cyclone will increase, and it has been observed that 20% increase in the frequency in cyclone have been already observed. I have already told you in Indian Ocean also same thing is happening. And frequency of cyclone is happening in Indian Ocean also. Here we are talking about only Atlantic Ocean. Fine. Got my point? So this is the very much important topic from geography point of view. Either mains or prelims, this will definitely come. Why AMOC is slowing down? Because of the global warming can cause the weakening of the major ocean current in the world. Ocean system slow हो रहा है. Fine. How rising risk in Indian Ocean can help in slowing down? How? What is the contribution of Indian Ocean here? Because Indian Ocean is also getting warm. So rising temperature in Indian Ocean can help boost the AMOC and delay the slowdown. If Indian Ocean absorb the higher temperature, AMOC will not get slow. Fine. So Indian Ocean basically evading rising temperature in Indian Ocean can boost the AMOC and delay the slowdown, because temperature, if you see in this map, I show you the map first. If you see in the map, the water which is coming here in India, this side, the water is connected with the Indian Ocean. Again, this water is going this side. So if this warm temperature is absorbed or transferred to the Indian Ocean, then here the temperature difference will remain and AMOC will not slow down. So Indian Ocean is positive for AMOC. But what will happen if excessive temperature goes to Indian Ocean through the ocean current? Then what will happen? What will happen? Here the Arabian Sea will face the high temperature, and it is happening. That is why frequency of cyclone in Arabian Ocean side increasing. Rainfall from the Arabian Ocean side is increasing, and this is assisted by the Asian Arabian desert. Arabian और Iranian desert से जो wind आ रही है, that wind is bringing more aerosol, and from here AMOC heat is transferred to here, and temperature of western side is increasing. Western Indian Ocean is increasing. Cyclone frequency from here, रेत आ रही है, particles आ रहे हैं, they will mix and high rainfall will cause in India. Fine. तो पीछे के कुछ पॉइंट हमने जो पढ़े हैं, we are connecting them here also. So do watch the previous videos. Previous जो वीडियो सीरीज में चल रहे हैं उनको जरूर वॉच करिए. I assure you will get questions from here. Fine. So what is the role of Indian Ocean? So Indian Ocean is one of the fingerprint of global warming. I mean, global warming का इफेक्ट इंडियन ओशन पे देख रहे हैं. एज इंडियन ओशन वार्म फास्टर एंड फास्टर, इट जनरेट एडिशनल प्रेसिपिटेशन, और वो प्रेसिपिटेशन का इफेक्ट कहां पड़ेगा? इंडिया पे ज्यादा पड़ेगा. दिस ड्रॉ मोर एयर फ्रॉम द अदर पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. इंडियन ओशन, अटलांटिक ओशन से ज्यादा विंड इधर ट्रांसफर होगी, टेम्परेचर ट्रांसफर होगा, और वो सब कुछ यहां पर होगा. So with so much precipitation, Indian Ocean, there will be less precipitation in Atlantic Ocean. Less precipitation will lead to the higher salinity in the water of tropical portion of the Atlantic Ocean. The saltier water, as it come to the north via AMOC, will get cold much quicker than usual and shrink fast. So Indian Ocean जो heat absorb करेगा यहाँ का wind के द्वारा, उसकी वजह से AMOC slow down नहीं होगा. But इसका impact Indian Ocean पे क्या पड़ेगा? Their rainfall will increase. This would act as a jump start for AMOC, intensifying the circulation. However, the scientists do not know how long this enhanced warming of Indian Ocean will continue. We do not know. This is a still matter of research. If other tropical ocean warming, especially the Pacific, catches up with the Indian Ocean, this is advantage for AMOC. The advantage of AMOC will stop. That means we do not know how long Indian Ocean can assist this. We do not know. Fine. पर इंडिया पे क्या इफेक्ट पड़ेगा? इंडिया पे इफेक्ट यही पड़ेगा, because Indian Ocean is absorbing excessive heat. That means Indian Ocean will heat up and excessive rainfall will happen in India and western countries. Means western countries in the west of India. Fine. What is thermohaline circulation? Wind drive ocean current into the upper 100 meter in the ocean surface. What is thermohaline circulation? It is defined here. Wind क्या करती है? Wind in the upper 100 meter basically push the water on ocean surface. However, ocean current also flow 1000 मीटर बिलो द सरफेस, सरफेस के नीचे भी चलती है करंट, जो कोल्ड करंट आई हैव ऑलरेडी टोल्ड यू. दिस डीप ओशन करंट इज ड्रिवन बाय द डिफरेंस इन वाटर डेंसिटी, controlled by the temperature, which is thermo. Salinity is called haline. That is why this is called thermohaline circulation. This process is known as thermohaline circulation. So thermohaline circulation is something called ocean conveyor belt. Ocean conveyor belt, the great ocean conveyor or the global conveyor belt. Ocean bottom relief greatly influence the thermohaline circulation. नीचे का जो बनावट है वो इसको अफेक्ट करती है. ठीक है, चलो, दिस इज ऑल अबाउट टुडेज करंट अफेयर. आई एम एंडिंग अप द क्लास हियर. यू ऑल लाइक, शेयर, सब्सक्राइब, like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, tell your other friends that they may join these sessions and get benefited. Definitely you will get some questions, not only in prelims examination but in mains examination also. Remember, you will get the questions from here, and I have always seen that whatever I teach, because I pick the topic after so much of research, logic क्या है उसके आने का, है ना? So this is the new thing. Do like and share, subscribe to our channel. See you all tomorrow, and tomorrow we will cover up almost 3 months of geographical current affair, which is October, November, December. The next day, January, February, March, April, we will try to finish up geographical current affair within 2 days. Then we will in one stretch cover the environmental part of current affair. Fine? Okay. Thank you so much for today. See you all tomorrow. Till then, keep revising, and I'll send these PDF. If you want these PDF, do join Analyst Ias Telegram channel. There I'll send these PDF and you can revise the whole topics. Fine. Thank you so much.